fucking never again.
Yes!
Aiden McGeady.
Whoa, big name of the day, boys.
Looking a million as well, mate.
Oh, cheers.
Going to be frosty between the two.
Mate, I'll tell you.
Some of the comments he's came
no,
over the last
Aiden,
2 weeks.
I've honestly...
I've been with all morning, mate. It's been a nervous wreck.
I know what he's going to say.
Please.
I know what he's going to say.
Do you know what though? I feel like I've just sat in that fucking
no,
can
mate.
as well.
Don't back down, mate.
No, it's
Double
not.
down.
I messaged you down last week. It's not.
No, I messaged you.
So you didn't. I was scared to open it.
Can't believe this.
Who did I message saying
Wrong
Aiden?
guy to go against, mate.
I messaged somebody saying Aiden's messaged me. I'm too scared to open the message.
You did take about 4 days to open it.
What did you know was it about the Forest thing?
Aye.
Wild take,
I
nah.
went like, mate, you're miles off it.
I agreed with you, didn't I?
No,
It is a wild take, isn't it?
no. I listen, that's the beauty of football, innit? It's opinions.
But I was saying to you, Aiden, the players we've asked, fucking hell, I started greeting. The players we've asked, mate, most have said Aiden, didn't they?
Oh, has anyone else said Forest?
Nobody said.
No, but to be fair,
Alan said Aiden. Even Alan Forrest said it.
it's not like, I get what you're saying, but it's not me against Jamesy. I don't think anyway. You can't disregard everything he's done for Celtic, do you know what I mean? So, understand why you would think that. So, the opinions, isn't it?
That's a beauty of it.
Aiden or Maloney?
Don't agree with it.
I'm sure you said Maloney. He's got something against you.
Aiden,
He's got something against you.
That's that.
Never rated.
Did your dad rate him?
Aye. That's when we got our season books, the one we put the Rangers games, remember? But mate, I feel like when you say that or whatever, what a fucking player.
No,
Aye,
but
God.
listen, I actually listened to the podcast you had with Tony Watt on it, and he said, Rudy Scatchell,
Aye.
best winger in
best winger.
SPL of all time. I was like, come on, mate. No, you can say a million other names, do you know what I mean? Rudy Scatchell for one season.
Aye, we pulled him up for it though, didn't
But I
we?
think we were trying to get a name each. It was a wee bit dick. So
I know,
Aiden,
but
Aiden or Loudrup then.
Aiden.
Now you're
No,
talking.
do you know what you'd say? Like, of course, I would say Loudrup for the impact he had on Rangers. Do you know what I mean? Because he's a player you always remember, isn't he?
I love they take it.
No, the biggest one. You ready for this? This is the biggest one.
Okay.
McGeady or Mvuka?
Fuck, was he yesterday, by the way? What was he, maybe?
What the fuck was that?
Right, see when you say that, right? I knew we were going to talk about this, but that's one thing I've found that caning individual players, like now you're on this side of it, I find it really difficult because I remember what it was like when I was a player, and like you get like John Hartson or whoever was an ex-player caning you in the press, and you get absolutely raging about it, and you go, mate, you know what it was like to be a player.
Aye.
Like, why are you coming for me?
I know, but nobody can take, maybe him, but nobody can take us taking them seriously. Fuck's
But
sake.
you
Do you know what I was saying to them as well? Like, I know we'll go into the game, but look at the career Oxlade-Chamberlain's had, and he's struggled in the last two of them. Do you know what I mean?
shit.
It's like,
find that though
shit.
find that with so many players though, who've
Aye.
had so many good like big careers in England who come to Scotland and they think it's going to be.
See, on that,
gonna
what
be
was the
easy.
worst you got when you played, or biggest name that came for you? Do you remember
Came
the
for
worst
me?
that somebody said about you while you were playing?
Probably Roy Keane, to be honest with you, and he was actually the assistant manager at the time of Ireland. He was my manager. So like, you know with Roy, so you know with Roy, like, so Roy must have had it in his contract with Ireland because no other, we used to say this all the time, no other assistant manager would ever do the press apart from Roy.
Mm-hmm.
But like we were, it was a qualifying, we'd already qualified for the Euros, and we had like a few games before it, and Martin O'Neill hadn't picked his squad yet, and we played like Latvia or Lithuania or something away in Cork, and we lost 3-0, and it was like, here's your chance to stake your claim for the, like, he was literally announcing the squad the next morning. Had a beast, loads of players had a beast, and Roy came out the press and was like, yeah, story of his career. Yeah, could have been better, yeah.
Wow.
Aye, like, he had a go at me, to be fair. Like, we kind of, I spoke to him about it, and he was alright after it, but at the time, like, we were going, Christ, that's my assistant manager caning me in the press, caning me.
Mm-hmm.
And then that night he announced the squad, but it was like, I don't know, 35 players, and it had to be cut to 26. And we're all sitting in this dressing room in Cork, just been beat 3-0, the whole squad's in there, and like nobody came in apart from Steve Guppy, and he would just opened the door and go like that, Dave McGoldrick. And the first 3 players that obviously went out were left at the squad.
oh, so they literally got told.
Literally
straight
got told right after the game, but we were all sitting there waiting on like who's going to get announced in the squad for Euro 2016.
Wow.
And luckily I made it, to be fair, so
I've heard Roy Keane on Stick to Football saying Forrest over McGeady.
probably aye.
That's bad for Roy Keane, that, mate. Assistant manager coming out with that. Don't like that.
No, it's one of them where he's saying it as well, where he's trying to get a reaction from me. I think anything that's been put out in the press and put out in the open, I don't think it's ever personal. Maybe it was with him, I don't know. But he's saying it for a reaction because, to be fair, he was right. Like,
You're just wanting to have a reaction for Mvuka, don't we?
Mate,
Just trying to get past the ball straight.
See when you ever say it, I never think though, do you, mate?
Mate, what happened to his feet?
And that one at the end,
Somebody stood at stand on his toes before he came on.
The old-fashioned
Was the pitch invasion before he came on? Did he get trampled?
Mate, to be
This is
fair,
what I mean. Like, he's a young lad, though, isn't he? So not really played a lot of football. So
I'll
give
tell
him
you
the
what,
benefit of the doubt. No.
the lot of them could get slaughtered, by the way.
Aye.
What a bad game of football, mate, it was.
We're going to come to bit. Is anything else annoyed you outside of that game this week? Or
I need to go back to the game.
I go. This is brilliant.
Going to tell me how Emmanuel Fernandez can celebrate that, knowing that he slapped the ball in the net?
I know.
It was proper celebration as well, wasn't it?
Like, what is he?
He ran,
what was
they
that
didn't run
again?
away doing. Like, I don't know if he was doing that,
And then
but
it's like-
he did run away.
You have to know that's going to get ruled.
But never mind that. See, even the actual header, mate, that's hit his face. He's like, it's FaceTime down the way.
Aye.
Mate, that's a free header for a yard.
I know.
How have you missed it?
Aye. I actually thought he was unbelievable in the game as well.
It was really good. Aye.
Well, I'm going to come to the game, but mine was Shaun before penalties. It's like, well, what can you actually say? It's like a war speech before to hit the ball for 12 yards. Like,
Nah.
what's being said to
You're
him?
saying like there shouldn't be instruction before penalties.
What can you say so passionately about penalties?
Just what it means.
This is a chance to win.
Aye.
Come on, look, you've got a semi-final ahead of you.
I thought it was interesting. I noticed that Shaun Maloney was doing. It was him that was doing the team talk for extra time as well.
I know, but Celtic press is all over the place, and not once do I hear anyone at the side of the pitch screaming on. But when we get to penalties for 12 yards, it's a big speech.
No.
The choice of
Love it for
penalty
Shaun.
takers was even.
Yeah, but listen,
I mean,
they were
scores, but
good, weren't they?
You see Tusty going up to take the second pen.
Good pen that, by the way.
I've taken the second pen.
And then
he did. It
this
was a
is
good
another fucking annoyance this week. Every time Motherwell get beat, I get a million messages from fucking everyone. Oh, there's your manager. Just be. Am I not allowed to like a manager or a team?
There's your manager, as in like,
I
you
know.
really like him.
Because I really like. Oh, I seen Barcelona got beat Saturday. Just because I say I like him, he plays football.
Have they
Mate.
messaged you over the last 12 weeks when they've won?
Not one message when they win, mate. But as soon as my inbox is fucking constant, man.
Can you tell them?
I don't know. I interviewed him last week. He's fucking brilliant.
So let me just ask you, mate. I asked you, you interviewed him about his presence.
Amazing. Terrifying.
Could he, like, for what you,
I didn't usually get nervous for him. Andrew's the one that my heart was fucking pounding throughout the whole thing, and he was the same, mate. But my heart was pounding, mate. I don't know why.
Quite intense, isn't he?
Aye, fucking stares at you.
What are you thinking on the rumours about obviously being the next Celtic manager?
You've got to expect that with how well. I even say that about the players in January. When you're doing that well, you've got to expect players to be linked with clubs, and then obviously it's only natural with Celtic. Probably not going to have Martin O'Neill past the summer. What he's done, that he's going to be linked to it. So fingers crossed that if Motherwell win the league, he can go bigger.
Oh, win the league, aye.
It's very impressive.
Potential, isn't there? Potential. But
all-time low for us on Saturday night.
Well, there's a pet peeve.
We get booed at a mental health night.
really? What? By the way, all about mental health, but we don't care about your mental health. We don't care about your mental health.
That's what it is, mental health.
This is the problem, man.
No, so they went through everyone on the lineup. There was like a comedian, there was like a DJ, and they're all getting announced. Everyone's like, wait, and then they go, and the Hot Wings challenge where Si Ferry and Paul's like, boo.
Maybe walked up to a chorus of boos. A mental health night, mate.
It was like when I done the Celtic game a while back, and remember the kind of the stuff with Jota and that. I remember I was talking about Jota, like he was crying when he scored that goal, but see the stick that me and Chris Boyd got after it was like, see some of the people was advocating for mental health, but absolutely destroying me, and I'm going, you don't care about my mental health though. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You're advocating for mental health, but you don't care about mine. Do you know what I mean?
Did that put you off a wee bit doing like media work after it?
No, it's hard though, because like, the thing is, like, I always find in media, like you still want to be, like, you don't want to come out and batter managers and batter team selections and recruitment, do you? If you still want to be involved in football, I think. Know that it's really helped me massively by not doing it. So I think that part of it's quite difficult. But yeah, it probably did, because I was like, you know, what's actually the point? Like, difference does it make to me of me giving my opinion on anything to get that much stick and for it to possibly affect me, possibly being like working in football in the future. So
You chilling at your pool in the house, mate, watching the game.
aye.
Fuck you doing? Just sit at the pool,
I
mate.
know, I should
Or
probably
go
go
and play
that
football
way.
in your
I know.
11-side
What
pitch at the
about
back
that
garden.
house?
mate.
Probably go
Fucking
that way.
It's not even a house, mate.
That's fucking unreal.
I should probably.
Fucking castle.
Love to do a podcast for them, would you, mate?
And I'm in a sitting
It's
in
an
a
idea,
two-bed in the
mate.
Calton, man.
Podcast.
Why, do you want to sign next Monday podcast
He's getting
there?
booed.
So you going from his house to your flat, mate, it's like,
Demoralising, mate, innit?
What are you all sorted now?
I think you could stick my flat in your house 100 times.
Probably my garage, man.
I was trying to get a flat if you want.
Mate, he's trying. This is what.
You were saying that to me the other day.
This is how far away he is in reality. He's like, just
Honestly,
looking for like a 2-bed in the West End for like 1,200 quid.
See when he said that to me,
Mate. He said I'll give you a study for that.
Oh, you got a student gaff for that? Like. I'm rooming on HMO.
Oh my God, imagine having a gaff full of students, mate.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
You'd enjoy it, but...
And a wee
So,
dog.
mate, 1,200, surely you're getting a place to rent, mate. I'm not saying buy.
No, but
rent.
where you wanted though, you said, I want to be next to Kelvin Grove Park, and I'm like, that's like Park Circus, mate. You're not getting a flat there for 2 for God.
Have you not got a few there, no?
I've got a couple, aye.
Would you give a good price for that?
Well, I gave you one yesterday for a good price.
Aye, but Annie's a bit far away from me.
Aye.
Imagine living there.
Annie's not bad.
And at Park Circus, the ones with the big ceilings, mate.
No, we know where it is and we know what it's like, but it's a fucking fortune.
Mate,
What, so what we talking renting if I wanted to rent one of them?
Yeah, two and a half grand minimum for it,
like
mate.
the actual Park Circus Street
Yeah,
itself, like that one, you're like 4.5, 5 grand a month, aye.
Do you want to share? I'll share with you.
Aye.
Have you seen the ceilings in them?
Aye.
What is it with you in the ceiling?
See how big they are? Fucking unbelievable.
What's your seat? You're
Fucking right on me, mate.
How are you? You sorted to be a gaff now then?
I wouldn't call it that, mate.
No?
My motor got robbed last Saturday. Cracking it. Honestly, fucking flying for your life,
What,
man.
outside the flat?
Outside the flat.
Whereabouts you
Wallet took £300 done on the card.
Are you
Bad,
Denniston now?
No, I wouldn't even call it Dennis, not accounting. Look, I'm laughing.
No, I just mean like that's literally here.
Here.
Oh, here.
2 minutes up the road.
Yeah.
It's just the office next door.
That couch. Sleep on that couch.
Is it in Hampden? Is it in Hampden? Or you could tell us since you've moved in?
In the flat?
Any characters or that walking by? Or no, I don't.
All right.
Anything like that.
No. Just my motor getting stolen.
Oh, look at that.
Anything else annoyed you this week or anything that's made you feel good?
I knew you were going to, because obviously Slaney never sent us through the questions, so
I've sorted this out today, by the way.
Well done, mate.
I was thinking that the pet peeves, I was like, you must have this as well, but obviously it's aimed at your demographic. Instagram for me, right, I should probably come off it because it just turns you against the world, doesn't it? But people there's two on Instagram. There's the one where a footballer puts up a post and then all his teammates comment on the post so people can see it.
Mm-hmm.
Just text them, mate.
I say that.
Just text them. Like you're doing it so people can see that you're a good guy. Like that's it. That's one. And then the second one is people who have Instagrams for their kids at the age of 6 and 7. An open Instagram. I know it's like I said, it's your demographic though, but that for me is like, why you got an open Instagram for a kid at 7 years old?
And it's a bit like the football.
To show the world how good they are at football.
What
all the teams are at, their age group and all that. And I'm like, nah.
Too much. Let them just play and enjoy yourself as a kid.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's not a...
No. I
That's what
think that's been
annoys
said a few times on here.
I know it is. Can I give you one that's good?
Yes.
Why is Easter egg chocolate better than normal chocolate? How good's Easter egg?
Brilliant.
Thinner.
Aye.
Do you think that's why they're
I think
better?
it's the thinner one.
How good's an Easter egg?
Easter eggs are amazing.
Canned a belter the other day, Malteser
What,
one.
Malteser?
Is that Nestle though? I think
I don't know.
Maltesers Mars, isn't it?
Mars,
Is it?
Aye, Mars.
You would never think that Maltesers was done by Mars.
No, I don't like though. They don't ever put the stuff in the egg though.
I know, you just want a big massive cream egg with a bit of cream inside, don't you?
I always hate that.
Big fucking spoon.
A cream egg, Easter egg with cream egg inside it.
Mate, I've always thought that though, mate. Like, you put the stuff that you're buying inside it. Do you know?
So what would you do for Maltesers? The
Crackly stuff.
biscuit stuff, the crackly stuff?
The crackly stuff.
One
Do you know what I mean?
one big bit of
Fucking
nugget.
bubble wrap.
What is that
How
inside?
exciting was that?
Biscuit?
That'd be
Biscuit,
brilliant.
Biscuit.
Fucking hell, it's a great idea.
The idea that, mate.
Love
That's
an
a-
Easter
that's
egg.
that's a good shout, that.
Favourite Easter egg just cut a... I love a twirl.
I like a
Galaxy.
Smarties. Smarties Easter egg guy.
That's Nestle again, mate.
Well, that's Mars Malteser.
What do you mean, Nestle?
Nestle chocolate's not as good as Cadbury's.
Giant
They're
Galaxy's
plasticky.
better.
That Galaxy's better, huh?
Galaxy's the best,
Galaxy's
innit?
Mars as well.
Is that Mars as well, is it?
Mars as well,
What's your favourite?
I like Galaxy, aye.
Mate, he came into my restaurant for his breakfast at 10:30 and ordered 3 mozzarella sticks. Is that an actual person?
Aye.
He wants to get a fart on his in, mate.
Bizarre.
That's what he eats
I've
on his
noticed
breakfast.
that everything he
And he
eats
wo-
involves cheese. Didn't it?
Wait,
He
what?
turned into a pad with a pair of suit trousers on.
Impossible.
No, he did.
Impossible.
He wore suit trousers playing pad
No,
on it.
when I bought them a wee sporty types, but they looked fucking, they were proper. They had like a button, a wee button on them as well.
What do
you know what's mad? He's good at
just a pair of shorts, no?
I know, I was
Was it paddle? Was it sitting down or something?
He's the hairiest, mate, he's the hairiest bastard in the world. He's like an orangutan, man. Ginger orangutan, mate, running about the court.
This is fucking.
He's amazing at tennis, mate, but he's the worst paddle player.
No, I was good
the
today.
tea lady, man, just serves you up.
You were amazing at tennis though when you're younger, huh?
But I had to pick either or.
That's all the shite, is it?
No, it's not a lot of
Turned it
shit.
down.
It's not, I turned it down
Turned
for
it
a
down.
brilliant career.
That last thing, any good food over the weekend? Went to Amber Regent last night. It was good.
Amber Regent's lovely.
Very good.
Mate, you spend a lot of doing other places. I wouldn't do that if I had with you.
I know you just cut mine for free.
He's fed up with Jimmy style, wasn't he?
Any other good food places?
I can't even remember what I ate last night. At a back rooster. Maybe shout out after the game
good,
Saturday.
Black Bristol, yeah.
I gets delivered to the bus.
I had a Chilo's yesterday.
Oh, mate, I just-
Chilo's, mate.
Is it good?
Obviously it's a franchise, but the guy that owns the one in Livingston lives in my street. So like, you know, when you do it in Just Eat, it says like an hour and a half. Mine's always comes really quickly. But mate, it's expensive though, huh?
Ah, yeah, but it's fucking
It's
amazing,
class,
mate.
it's class.
Amazing.
It's expensive.
Oh mate, like 60 quid yesterday for a takeaway.
What's that?
I know it's 5 people eating right enough, but I'm going.
Five Guys is worse. That's a
Aye,
mortgage,
that's
mate.
true, that's a lot of money. No, it's like, the food is lovely though.
Have you never had a Chilo's, no?
No, it's just opened right next to my house.
Brilliant.
Frank's has just opened next to in Uddingston as well. So of course, sorry.
No, the boys that own Frank's are good
Grosso.
boys.
I've not been to Grosso yet.
I know, thanks for coming in, mate. I appreciate it. Great to get your support.
Mate, he doesn't speak to me anymore.
I do speak to you. I didn't speak to anyone until I didn't speak to anyone.
Remember the night in radio? He was quite distant that night.
He
I
was
felt.
very distant. I don't know
No.
why he was.
No, because you
came straight over.
Made some laughing.
No, you said
stood
to
in
me,
the
is there
back.
someone up with us?
Aye, because that's the vibe
That's
I
the
was
vibe we
getting.
felt for you.
I was like, you stood at the back and he came straight over. And
We
then
had
I
some
was like,
fucking night.
Been a busy period of my life, mate.
oh, I get that. Listen, everybody's
Yeah,
good.
don't take
Everybody's
it your
different.
fucking pals who you've grew up with.
I do text you though, right? And you do take 5 days to text back.
Do you know why? I thought you're always usually having a go about something that's been said on the pod, innit?
You're
never.
Terrible at getting back to it, I know.
When did I ever go to
You've got that way recently.
What was
What was
it?
I doing, just battering somebody on the
Uh-huh.
podcast? Was it about an accent or something like that, possibly?
So what was that, was it? No, I said something to that you weren't happy with. Can't remember what it was. Was it Maida or something? Did I do Maida?
I don't think I've ever been unhappy with anything you've ever said. I've only ever
No, like what?
ever questioned it.
But it was like 1:30 in the morning, mate. But it was late on.
Maybe that's when
Don't know what I was up to, mate.
What were you going to say, sorry?
Do you know what I've noticed we used for you? We used to, then obviously Aiden's on a day. They're very good business-wise.
But I'm not.
Business. Fucking course, yeah.
That'll do us, mate. To be fair, you're like, and I think you've got the right idea with that. The academy you've got as well with not having teams, because that is,
Aye. Well,
that is
that's
probably
the
the
one
biggest
thing I've
hassle
always
you'd
said.
have.
I've always said I wouldn't do teams.
Mad how you think on that, but
No, I think that's, listen, a lot of other people have jumped on that as well, haven't they? But I think it's
Celtic and Rangers
doing really
should
well
generally
from
take their players, don't you, mate? Some coaching.
you never said that with Boca, ever.
But
That was
do you not
genius what
think
you
though-
had done, mate. You shouldn't have let that go, seriously. What you done for that wee community, Finiston, brilliant.
Did you
What are you
sack
laughing
that?
at?
Come
I
on, man.
tell you what,
Slane
he's
teach you how to play.
He's brilliant at it as well.
I don't care. I
Let's
don't
get
care
back
if
in it.
even if you've played a little bit and you've had a career you've had. So that doesn't.
No, not
that sounds
off. Okay,
disrespectful,
no, no.
right? But you've still played football
I know.
at the highest level. You know what I mean? So
do you think that does?
still think there's something in that as opposed to a guy who's never played football.
You
It
think
just
that
thinks-
does
just
make a
makes
big
up as he's
difference?
going.
Of course it does.
And a coach that, if they've played, they've no played,
I think so.
must have won it.
For me, it does.
course.
I think that you get the outliers, don't you? Who people who are good coaches who haven't played football. But I think most people who are coaches, like you've been a player. A guy comes in who's never played football before. You can kind of see, can't you?
Mm-hmm.
I think the outliers you're talking about as well have spent about 15 years coaching before they can even get to the kind of type of
Aye.
knowledge that maybe you've had at the top.
Even
of
let's
the
say Brendan Rodgers, for example, who I don't know if he had a career to an extent, but started coaching like Chelsea's academy very young,
Yeah.
built his way up to
Michael Beale's the
eventually
same.
become a manager. Do you know what I mean? So they've got that experience behind them. But you see so many now who just go along and do the youth B licence or whatever, and they're coaching.
You're going to say about Kilby now?
Mate, I'll tell you.
7 in a row, mate.
Mate, after that
Fire.
defeat, and
8 games to
back
go.
the way you have is brilliant.
We got beat 6-0, mate.
What did you say?
I'm,
before the
I'm, I'm genuinely desperate to come watch this, but it's possible, isn't it?
Saturdays,
Do you got any room for any more coaches? No. No.
Our dugout's like Buchanan
Mental,
Street on a
mate.
Saturday. mate.
Absolutely mental.
Busier than Buchanan Street, mate.
How many coaches you got? 6?
There's a lot.
Spartans have got millions as well.
They've got loads of
There's normally like a League 2 team. You see, it's like a manager and assistant, maybe a
Assistant.
physio who does a few different things. You've got quite a few, ain't you?
yeah.
The subs are always a goalie coach and all that.
Aye.
But they're fucking free.
title wrapped up, son.
No, it's a fuck.
Did pop the champagne before you came on?
Are you top of league?
Totally, mate.
Aye, because there's a boy that goes to his dad's a massive Stranraer fan.
We played on Saturday, good teams from there.
He's saying
Tough
Stranraer will get the playoffs, and he was thinking, oh, they might potentially maybe nick top 2.
Nah, I don't think they'll like top 2 in a bit. They'll be up there. I think they'll get the
That
playoffs.
with
They're
their
a good
team
team.
talk of the weekend.
Aye.
No, I think they can now get to the top 2.
Can I get top 2?
Take it out, son.
I'll be away from that Saturday, tough game. Spartans at home at Clyde in another tough game.
Brilliant,
Big
though, mate. The
weekend.
fact that you've just came up and doing what you're doing.
But there you go, we've got a wee boy, Kerr Robertson. No, wee boy, he's 19, but like he's on loan for Morton. How this boy's not playing in the
Got a
Championship?
double at the weekend.
But what a football player. But he needs to play in a style and a system that passes the ball.
Well, that is the thing with 90% of the players you talk about, innit? As much as we talk about Rangers and Celtic, like, for young players not getting enough opportunities to play first team football, like, a lot of the teams, it would be difficult to send them to some of the teams in Scotland, innit?
You got a lot of boys that Bruni took at Ayr from Celtic. And again, it's a different way of playing from the B team, innit? So I always find like B team, like, so you're talking about Celtic and Rangers, a lot of these boys are coached to play the same way the first team play, but then that isn't helping them for when they go out on trial Airdrie or whatever, when 100%. They get released or when they don't make it at Celtic. So I do think you need to be adaptable as well.
Definitely. Right, just quickly, lads, today's show is brought to you by the Clubhouse, the Stirling Sports Bar situated at the top of Princess Square. As ever, Open Goal viewers can get 20% off your food bill when you quote Open Goal.
There's some brilliant football to enjoy at the Clubhouse this week, including Newcastle versus Barca on Tuesday night, and then PSG versus Chelsea, Real Madrid versus Man City on Wednesday night. Wow. What we saying there, games? Newcastle, Barca, PSG, Chelsea, Real, Man City.
City battle Real.
City are strange one.
Abiola, though, he's not getting the best out of him.
PSG beat Chelsea.
Oh God, aye. And then Newcastle.
Barca surely beat Newcastle.
Barca beat Newcastle. And then Cheltenham, boys, as
it
well.
is. Brilliant. What week?
Clubhouse is showing every day. Boys, what's your best memories of Cheltenham?
I've said it a million times, but
Say it again,
painting
run a
around
bit
the
naked.
last length naked, it was amazing.
I've never been.
That is amazing.
Amazing, mate. Like, that would never happen in football now. He literally ran the full thing. Well, I think he had his pants on, but he's fucking...
Was he getting chased with security?
Got chased, but got out and got back up to the box. Amazing, man.
Incredible how he's got back up to the box.
Incredible. But
So
ran the full thing ahead. We were up in the box,
cheering him,
mate. Hero.
Was that at Swindon?
You met Billy now?
No, I've never met him, but a lot of people speak highly of him. I remember just thinking back, you said Cheltenham there. Do you mind Lee Hughes? And it was the same as that tent at Cheltenham, and I went into the toilet and he was there, and he was like, "Some laugh you're having next door with those, didn't you? Fucking absolute dry sandwiches, a lot of them."
The Celtic boys?
Aye, Celtic boys, aye.
Dry sandwich.
But I was like, "All right, mate, you're a thing." He's like, "Yeah, Hughesy," and just kept doing this Hughesy, and then he obviously he was getting pissed off at his team as well. He was at Notts County at the time. He came into our box and basically dominated the whole box and kept saying the whole day, "You know me, lads, Hughesy," the whole day. Good, like funny character, but didn't want to get in his wrong side, but because you could see him kind of going a few times.
He's a bit off it, wasn't he? Would you do 500 on the first race and long?
I obviously never gambled on horses before and just went for the favourite, 500 in the absolute favourite. 7 out of 7, won every race. Came fourth, that was it. Was it the big man, £500 as well, do you know what I mean? From the big man.
The only thing I can remember with Cheltenham, remember like, it must have been about 10 years ago, but everyone done the same treble in the first day. The first 2-1. The third one was like miles ahead and then
Ruby
fell
Walsh.
at the last.
Remember Cool Star?
That
was a crack.
Animal. My mate pissed off the balcony and got a ban for life as well. That was his favourite thing in the world. Do you know James Collins? Colo?
Aye, was it Villa?
Villa and
Hibs?
I had pissed off the balcony and got caught and got a ban for life.
Pissed off the balcony.
Mate, the toilet was literally across the corridor and he's like, "Nah, fuck, you're just pissed off the balcony."
Is your team group chat going mental for the tips for Cheltenham just now?
Nah, it's actually no.
I always found when it was like come to Cheltenham, man, the group chat would just be going mental, man, tips for fun. And you never really see MD winning, do you?
No.
But it's just something to...
I've told the story before, Jonathan would get told, is it when he was at Stoke, did every day that Michael Owen used to come in with a racing post under his arm and he would always circle his bets. But he would get a massage every day in his calves, and as soon as he got a massage, all the boys at his racing post for his picks, he said he would always win.
Did you say it's a Daily Sport as well?
Is it then could be circling his bets as well, hoping all the boys punt on it, and he goes another horse.
Drives up his odds for the other one.
And he circled the nipples on the Daily Sport.
Such a people again.
There's also loads of Scottish football and lads to watch. Start McKillie v Hearts on Saturday night 8, St Mirren v Rangers on Sunday at 12, followed by the Dundee derby at Dens Park at 2. There's no better place for watching the games and getting a pint and nice food in the Clubhouse, so book yourself a table in the link in the description box below. Right, Aiden, how's life been since retirement? And then, obviously you were doing a job at Ayr. Were you in at Celtic doing a job? No, you worked for Shaun, somewhere. What was the job you were doing, sorry?
So just helping with recruitment really, so kind of just covering Scotland. To be honest, it was quite good. Like, I'm still doing it. Like, it's obviously part-time, so it suits me because there's weekends where I can't do it. But mainly it's kind of covering Scotland and games in Scotland because Wigan don't really have any scouts up here and stuff. So it's good.
Who have you seen it like? Do you see any players, or could you say?
Aye, so last season, well, do you know what? I was advocating to try and have a go for Keelan Adams from Falkirk.
Great player.
This was in the Championship last season. I was like, listen, he's came out of uni football and he's already handling. It wasn't uni football, but it was Cumbernauld Colts, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He's already handling like the Championship, no bother. I was like, he can go up a level. Listen, never. At the end of the day, seeing it's recruitment, it's funny because people have asked me this before, oh, how are you going to be though if a player that you've put forward, the team don't then sign him? And I'm like, doesn't make a difference to me. All you do is give your opinion. That's it. The manager makes the decision at the end of the day. No, it's been really good. Listen, it gets me out the house, and like after retiring at Ayr, I've been doing other stuff as well, like finishing my talent ID level 4, which, listen, it's one of these courses with the English FA, but been really good. Finished that last week, and listen, the part of being retired I really like is I've got no real routine. You know, I can kind of watch the kids play football every weekend, which I never got to do when I was playing. Kind of, people go, "Are you not bored?" And I'm like, "No, I see by 2:30, it's time for the school run." So your day's quite short anyway. So I'd like to get back into football in a more permanent role, to be honest, at some point. But there's been nothing that's came up.
Is there a certain role that you would like, or are you quite flexible with that way?
No, I'm quite flexible. Look, I think there's a maybe like a stigma maybe around me and my personality of people think I'm quite vocal and opinionated, which I am, but only for the better of the club. I think I found that at Ayr. But the role you're talking about, like I like coaching, but I don't want to be the coach of. I don't want to be a manager. I think it's too stressful. Plenty of people spoke about that. Obviously, Charlie spoke in depth about it as well after he did Celtic Hearts. Coaching, but maybe a bit of a hybrid, because I've done a lot of things off the pitch as well in terms of recruitment, in terms of I done my master's degree in sports directorship. Not that prepares you for being a sporting director, and you're never going to go straight into being a sporting director, but a bit of a hybrid of that. So like probably like.
But why not? If you see like guys like Paul Tisdale, he gets the Celtic job on the back. I think he wasn't doing that for very long, was he?
No.
No, the thing is in football though, I find is you find a big difference. See when you stop playing. Obviously you used to know this. It's the networkers for me that manage to like know people and get about. And I'm a terrible networker. Like I find even that course I was on, everybody there knows each other. They're all heads of recruitments. They're all heads of recruitments academies. They're all like recruitment analysts and all this sort of stuff. I mean, there's roles for that in football now, but they're all pals with each other. And I'm kind of like, well, I'm coming on the outside here, and you're kind of trying to be pals with them, but you're. I don't know. There's a lot of networking in it, but I'd probably say like, see,
you need to be like a geek now to get in a football team, didn't you? It almost seems like you need to be quite a cringe.
Well, I was the only ex-player on that course. Sorry, man.
No, of course he's a geek. Yeah.
It is, so it's like that now, isn't it? It's that sort of sport now.
Well, there's a few guys on that course, and I was actually asking this boy from Newcastle. I was saying like, what is it they do? So one boy was at like, I don't know, Liverpool or something like that. Like brilliant at presenting, brilliant at speaking. And I was like, what is it he does at Liverpool? And he was like, well, he kind of sits behind a laptop and tells the other scouts which games to go and watch. And I'm like,
not even a job?
That's a recruitment analyst in football now. So all the big clubs down in England will have that. Whereas up here, this is the one thing I'm finding. See, up here, we're kind of behind the times because, I mean, obviously, Darren went in as the loans manager last year. But like, Celtic should have had a loans manager 15 years ago. I had one at Everton when I was on loan from Everton. And we're only now just getting that in place. And like even Big Elvis's job that he had at Brentford, he was like an IDP coach. That probably appeals to me, where you're coaching individuals or you're coaching a unit, and you're actually, that's a role in football. But up here it's not. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of trying to change people's minds about how to do things. Eventually it will come up here, but when that'll be, I don't know.
Aye.
That's a good thing, surely, eh?
Set piece coaches are massive everywhere now. They've all come into Scotland over the last probably couple of years.
I heard one of the boys was talking about in the course there. He was saying that Arsenal just hired a throw-ins coach on $400,000 a year.
No way.
I swear, aye.
$400,000 a year? Get a fucking house and pat. Well, you should start doing throwing coaching.
Throwing coach.
By the way,
what can you coach for a throw-in either, really?
Well, Derek McInnes even be on that.
They'll crossover.
No, I don't think so, mate.
Crossover.
I know, that's it. What other throwing is there other than the crossover?
One guy runs away, another guy runs away, and one guy comes in.
Just throw it down the line.
Just throw it down the line.
Fucking throw it down the line.
It's like that on the side.
No way they'll score.
I know.
Fucking tube it down there.
That's why.
That's crazy, mate.
See, on like the unit coaching, is that not what the assistant manager and the first team coach are there for?
Aye, but I would always find that it's not a dedicated role. So you know what it's like in football. After training, you might want to do shooting, or you might want to do crossing. You might have a coach that might do a wee bit with you, but that's not a daily thing. Whereas Elvis sent me quite a lot of stuff when he was at Brentford. And he was actually coaching he was coaching the whole B team, like every single day, and he was monitoring every single action they were doing, and how many times a week they were doing this, and then totting up, and then trying to produce it in a game. Not saying it was replicating a game, but surely you want to help the young academy players as much as you can, don't you? That's what everybody's there for, to try and make them the best players they can be. So, yeah, I don't think those kind of roles aren't up in Scotland yet, but yeah, I'm open to a lot of different things. But listen, there's been nothing that's came up that's taken my fancy. And listen, nobody's been phoning me. Like, my phone's not been ringing off the hook to go, or come in and do this either. So,
any clubs looking for somebody to give my phone? I think I'm not just saying this because you're right. I think you're so passionate about football, and I think you'd be very good at it, and played at top level, and especially for like young wide players, midfield players, like for you to go coach them.
That's the thing. I go like wide players, man. I'm watching players yesterday, and I'm going, give me him, man, for a month, and just try and get wee things into his game that they're doing. Do you know what I mean?
But I think it would take you for a Mvuka. Month.
Manager of Soccer Aid, man, soon.
Did he sign in January, that boy?
I think so, mate. I think so. Right. SBK, mate, time for a shout out.
Oh, you go, wee man.
Time for a shout out for our betting partners, SBK. Sign up and receive a welcome offer of £30 in free bets when you bet £5, Andy boy.
Once you're signed up, make sure you check out their unbeatable new features. Their new ACA Booster is a game changer, giving you even more value on every football accumulator you play, Slaney boy.
And that's not all. Their brand new social betting feed lets you tap into the betting wisdom of app's sharpest minds. Okay. Including us. You can find all the weekly...
The sharpest mind, you really showed your sharp mind reading that there.
Can I just say, do you two miss playing?
No, I didn't miss playing.
No, like, probably the last couple of years of my career, Hibs was really bad for injuries, but I did love playing. Then at Ayr, that probably tipped me over the edge where I was like, I don't actually miss playing anymore, because that would be the level I'd be at, possibly. So, no. I miss the dressing room and stuff like that. You miss the banter, you miss that interaction on a daily basis. You've obviously still got it.
No, I didn't even go in the dressing room.
Do you not? No.
Nah, I didn't go in the
You try to get that Martin Neil aura?
No, not at all, mate. I'm running a bit fucking daft, mate. I've no time at fucking setting up, mate. Takes fucking ages. No, I hated playing football. Hated it, mate.
Did you?
Loved training and that. Playing games I hated. Especially towards the end. Dreaded it, mate. Dreaded the Saturday.
Not in it though.
But that's nerves, possibly, no?
Takes out your
Shouldn't have been
life,
getting more nervous playing for Peterhead than I was when I was doing it Swindon and that, do you know what I mean?
I know, but
I just didn't look forward to it, mate.
It takes out your whole life though, doesn't it?
But then as you start dropping down the levels though, you start to think there's maybe more pressure on you because people know where you played as well.
I think that's a big thing, mate. People are expecting you to be unbelievable and you're like, I'm actually dog shite.
You're worse than all them.
I'm actually dog shite, lads.
I was coming on at Ayr, man, like towards the end, and I was like, I'd hardly played towards the end, and I was coming on as a sub, man, like, you know, that first 5 touches of the ball was going under my foot and I'm getting the ball and trying to play a through ball and it's going straight out of play and I'm like, and then people are going, this guy's terrible now. You know what I mean? You know what they're thinking anyway.
Of course.
Nice, man, like, maybe I'm terrible now. But no, I wasn't.
Do you play fives with Charlie in it?
Aye, play fives, aye.
I've heard you're still a joke.
I heard you're on radio.
No, I'm alright. I'm just like, but obviously you're playing with the odd ex-footballer and then there's obviously other guys playing as well, so.
Was there no guy that tried to kick you?
What's that?
Was there no guy that tried to kick you?
He's Shaggy the barber. He's Turkish. He's just so full on. Like he's so passionate and like he just mistimes tackles sometimes. But the thing that puts me off the fives is it's like so competitive. It's so competitive where like the score's getting kept every kick of the ball. 2 up. People go, no, it's not 2 up. 3 up. 3 up. No, it's 3 up. And it stops again for 5 minutes, and I'm just like that, like fives. And then we had a Christmas night out for the fives, and then Keegs from Sky. He's like me, still the best player, but you don't care. You don't care enough.
5 and 6.
I was like, I know. I was like, I know, I don't care. I was like, mate, I've had my career. And he's like, mate, Big Charlie runs about everywhere. And I'm like, I know, but like, I'm not closing a guy down the corner. And like, but Charlie does it to get like 100%. Charlie covers 5k, minimum he does 5s. He runs everywhere. But like a wee guy's going in the corner who, maybe he's like 50 odd years old, and you're going, I'm not going to go and press in the corner. So I just let him have the ball, do you know what I mean? And just let him then pass the ball out. But
that's amazing that you try to get your passion back for 5 or 6.
He's like, you don't care enough. Honestly,
do you get frustrated with the standard?
No. You can sometimes, especially when people are moaning about free kicks and moaning about refereeing decisions and that, then you get a wee bit annoyed. So you get the odd guy who's like very rarely people will shout at me, right? But you get the odd person who will like moan at you, and I'm like, mate, you just try and pass the ball to one of your teammates.
Mate, that's it.
just please try and pass
Do you know the
ball in
best thing
15
about how many he played, mate? Like, you know, Barry Ferguson would moan at you. He'd moan, but in a funny way, man. I remember he used to go like to Paul Hartley and you could actually go, nah, that guy plays with an eye patch on his left side. He never passes the ball at left. You could actually hear him on the other side of the pitch.
Oh, it's genius.
It wouldn't just be like, Zico pass it here, but nah, this guy's got an eye patch on him.
I need more of that, Si. Any more shouts of that?
That's
You and Big Elvis used to argue quite a bit.
Aye.
Because he tried to wind you up, wouldn't
he used to know how to wind me up, to be fair, massively.
Oh, mate, you told me that.
You'd say, just concentrate on passing the ball on us.
Do you know what I had when I was at Ayr with a boy called Shaun Maloney, the centre half? And like, to be fair, Shaun, he's a good lad. But really, obviously, before I got there, he was the voice in the team.
Captain, wasn't he? Huh?
Captain. He would obviously shout a lot of players and stuff. Deflection tactics to an extent as well. And then I had the ball one day in training. It was a wee bit like Tommy Gravison actually. I had the ball in training and he was like, pass the fucking ball. And I was like, mate, you will never ever tell me when to pass the ball, ever tell me. So just you concentrate and keep the ball on the pitch. What? No, but I was like, mate, you can't ever tell me to pass the ball. Like, you can't. That's like me shouting at like Larson. Go, like, mate, you need to get across the front post. Mate, you're like me. Do you know what I mean? You're just like, nah. I'm not saying it's the same as me shouting at Larson, but like, you know what I mean?
What was it you were saying that Elvis used to say to me, him with cat views?
You've got him in your back pocket, Caddy. He just used to love to you.
You know what I mean? I was so young at the time as well, but Caddy was a good defender. Like, Caddy actually was one that, seen training, that I'm not saying I'd struggle against him, but you'd run him down the line and sometimes you could across him, but he'd recovery pace. And see if he tackled me once.
What? So you could go by him 6 times.
Honestly, man, I'd go by him 6 times, man. He tackles me once. I was like, wee man.
You've got him in your back
You've
pocket.
got him in toast. And I'm like, shut up, mate. Shut up, mate. It was shut up, mate. I was the worst player here by a mile. The thing is, he would just laugh.
Right, we'll get into the Rangers v Celtic game. Obviously, Celtic came on top.
Let's just talk about this, mate.
No, so much better.
It's so funny, man.
Thoughts on the game? Pure standard of the game. Bad standard.
I felt Lenny and Al Hunt on the commentary were saying it was really good because you like every player was doing everything, but I think they failed to mention how bad the quality was. Do you agree with that?
Why do you think the quality is so bad?
Sorry, I was actually saying to them before. See, because I was at the game and I thought the atmosphere was brilliant for both sets of supporters, obviously during the 120 minutes. I didn't even notice it was as bad as it was, if that makes sense to you actually watch it back. But you knew, like, final third in particular fucking was so poor for both sides. Like, Rangers played fucking 75 minutes in Celtic's half and didn't even look at score.
I know.
Did not look at score.
It's only really those two kind of chances, the one from the corner, then Chamiti's chance. I just felt like, I know what you're saying, the quality obviously was missing, but I know they were over-egging the competitiveness and the passion. But I think you should be getting that anyway from an Old Firm game. I felt like Celtic were kind of in between styles, weren't they? They were trying to play out because they never had that focal point up top, but then they were trying to play out and realising they couldn't play through Rangers' press. So then it was going long, and then it was like Rangers back forward just mopping the ball up. But then after a while, I felt Celtic realised that and we're going, well, it's fine, you just can have it because we're going to get it back anyway. I just felt I expected a lot more from Rangers as well, considering obviously the players that Celtic had missing. No, Maeda's going to press. He's always going to press. He's going to press the keeper, he's going to press centre halves. But I think I listened to you were talking about it last week, how Butland might have played the ball to a centre half, and all he has to do is play it back to Butland and then play it back to another centre half, because you know that Yang and Tonecti aren't really going to press the same as Maeda.
Pressing himself, mate.
And
They wouldn't drop to go on the ball,
They
and then
really
they beat Celtic's full press.
I felt that they weren't really doing that, and then it was very, very direct. And look, I know Rangers had the physicality in Celtic, but I just felt that Rangers never really done enough with the possession and the control that they had. And then obviously Celtic to not really have any shots on goal kind of sums up kind of the way they played. But like, it's the way, as a Celtic fan, it was amazing to see all that, the aftermath of it yesterday. I know you won't like it, but if you're going to win a game and play poorly, that's what you want.
What would you say Celtic done well in defender box?
Defended very well.
Wasn't he?
Who's the standard?
Sinisala was
Crying
brilliant.
shout for me not to play him.
Not played Trusty, not played Sinisala. Dane Murray came on, but I think thought Skills done well, left back.
That's it though.
Well, that's it.
Yeah,
I didn't think Araujo done that well on the ball.
No.
I thought Araujo done well first half.
Defensive ahead.
I thought first half he was good. I thought he kept making me quite quiet in the first half. but I sort of faded away. I thought Mikey Moore started to come into the game and said, I couldn't believe Danny Rohl took him off.
Oh, mate, crazy.
Honestly,
Mikey Moore, I couldn't believe it.
Couldn't believe it. For Bajrami
Why do managers do that when you need a goal? Take your best player off.
I know. Well, see, when I seen Bajrami came on, I just assumed it was for Nadiri because Nadiri wasn't really doing much. I thought he looked fucked at that stage of the game as well. And when you see Mikey Moore's number going up, man, you just felt as if that was the only real creative spark going for Rangers.
Yeah.
Because Scott Wilson on the other side, you may as well just phone Wolfsburg and just say, listen, we're not getting you.
But he didn't want the ball.
What is
bizarre, isn't it?
What is it that's happened to wide players these days though, where they don't actually go and commit anywhere?
Mate,
I know.
see every
So
time
many times you had Scales
every time he got
1v1.
the ball, right? So I was saying the one time Scales got ran was Dujon Sterling, and Dujon Sterling gets him on a booking. And then see for the next 30 minutes when Scott Wilson gets a 1v1, he's desperate to get rid of the ball.
I know.
He's just turned out like what we said about Balakrisha when he played in that game where you've got somebody in a 1v1 situation, you're a winger, but you just want to come back and play wee passes into your fullbacks and your centre mids. Again, like,
He doesn't
it
look
was
fit
so
to me,
disappointing to me
He doesn't
yesterday.
look like he's
Scott
got that
Wilson.
change of pace at all. He looks so laboured. It's like he waddles about.
It does look very, very
One pace.
one pace, but even he's very, very prone to, like you said there. He's got the fullback, like just, I know you're on your right foot because he's an inverted winger, but just even drag the ball down the line and try and get a cross in, get a corner, whatever.
Aye.
Never seen him take anybody down the line once. Apart from one time, I think he ran Scales the first half, and I think he did get a cross in with his right foot, but so he can do it.
I want to ask you from a winger's point of view as well, right? So especially for all the wingers on the pitch, everyone that played, Gassama when he came on was probably the worst for it. What is it with wingers, like, why do they always want to slow down
Oh mate, I don't know.
before they square a defender up? Because see what happens in these type of games, especially which I actually thought Yang done well for Celtic,
Double up.
is they just double up. The winger then gets back, you go in a 1v1 situation, you want to slow them down, but by that time everybody in the
back.
box is set and the chance is gone.
I honestly don't know. It's when the balls came through the midfield and you've actually broken a line and the ball does come out to you and you're 1v1, my first thought anyway was to go straight at the fullback.
Aye, so first touch towards them.
That's why you keep possession, isn't it? To try and get your wingers 1v1 with the fullbacks. It's then up to them to go and take people on.
That's entirely the whole reason for having wingers on the pitch. You want a winger. Your winger is one of the 3 or 4 creative players on the pitch. I don't understand. Tonecti does it a lot as well, doesn't he? He gets the ball and he kind of drags the ball and waits, and then by the time he goes to commit a defender, there's 2 guys there and he just comes inside and passes. I don't know.
Why do you think Celtic are so in between? Why are they not playing football? Because they're built to play football, and it's not like they've got big strikers that they can kick the ball up to. They've not got big midfielders that are great at winning second balls. They've got ball players in midfield. Why do you think they're not playing through the thirds of the pitch?
Well, I thought Rangers, as much as I don't think Rangers done enough on the ball, I thought they were good off the ball, but it didn't seem like Celtic must have knew Rangers were going to press for man. They done it, obviously, for the most part last week as well. Don't really think that Celtic looked as if they had an idea how to play
How they were getting it now?
Because it literally, for me, it was Celtic would put a centre-half, that centre-half would play to that full-back, and Rangers would win the ball back. As soon as it went to a full-back either side, they just locked them down one side, and they either forced them long,
McGregor's
or
huge
stole the ball off them.
You're missing a lot of key
McGregor's
personnel, of course, who McGregor probably would be one that drops in to get on the ball, and obviously McCowan isn't really used to playing the 6, is he? But I found that as well. The ball would invariably go Sinisalo, it'd go out to Trusty or Arthur, and then it would go to Araujo, and then he would almost have his body position facing back the way. So it was either just going to go back the way and then long, or it was going to go inside, and by the time it goes inside to McCowan, like, somebody's pressed them. I don't know, maybe just not enough quality or belief. I mean, you know what it's like, you can work in patterns of play all week in training this, so we're going to play against Rangers, but totally different atmosphere. It's a totally different game when you actually get the ball down and play. One player loses the ball in front of their own goal. We'll do that again, let's just get rid of it.
Well, McCowan done that a couple of times earlier on, didn't he? Do you think after that it was more a shout for the side, let's just play in their half of the pitch and take it for there? Because he did try, I think at first to try to play, didn't he? And McCowan got caught 2 or 3 times. So maybe instruction for the side just to go in behind them and go and play second balls.
Maybe, but that never worked.
Nah, they're just not built to play like that.
No, they're not.
So it probably might have just been the kind of case that you were saying, that they thought, oh, Rangers, they're not really breaking us down. If we sit in, they're not really creating any chances anyway. Rangers' final ball was like, it was like alarmingly bad. Genuinely, like the amount of unopposed crosses they put into the box that they underhit or overhit. But again, like,
he's got to score, isn't he?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was his left
foot, and then he misses the volley as well, doesn't he?
Tav's one, straight after he whips it in from a good delivery, but other than that, nothing at all.
Again, you need to see Murphy. Do you think Danny Rohl will be under pressure if Rangers didn't win the league? Will he be under pressure purely because of how they play on the ball?
See, I personally don't blame the manager for yesterday. I think if you have that much control. I've said it, like they never looked at scoring, but all the quality we're talking about, surely that's down to individuals now. Like, I think he's put them in a position where he's set them up off the ball pretty well. Again, I've never been a fan of his style on the ball. I've said that plenty of times. But I think in terms of yesterday, I think that was doing more to the individuals. But at the end of the day, if Rangers don't win a trophy and finish third, or wherever they might finish, then he will be under pressure. Rangers spent 40 million this year, mate. 40 million quid.
Do fans want him out?
I've no idea, mate.
I don't know, I'm not on social media, so I couldn't tell you. There will be fans that want him out, probably.
I think yesterday was a massive game for him as well, because you could potentially end up the season trophyless again.
That was the best opportunity to win a trophy.
And with Celtic missing so many players,
Celtic, obviously, like, I know Celtic have been winning games, but obviously the performances haven't been what you'd expect. But that was a massive opportunity yesterday. I know it had a strong team out, but just like you said, just didn't do enough with the ball. Like, Mikey Moore, I thought, was probably Rangers' bright spark. Gets taken off, and then you go, where's the creativity coming from? Even when Gassama came on, I was like, I know he didn't do much with the ball. I was like, why is he not starting?
Yeah.
That was what I thought, because he actually looked live. I know he didn't do much with his final ball, and his end product wasn't great.
Well, I didn't think Scott Wilson would start, so if he doesn't start, you're leaning toward it being a Gassama or somebody in that area of the pitch.
You're not having Gassama, no?
Do you know what? I've seen him that much that I think you just cannot play him on the right hand side anymore, and I do find that mad, because if you're a good winger, you should be able to play both sides, but his level of productivity in the right is like non-existent compared to the left. Any time he's on the left, you've seen it so many times. He goes inside that much that one time invariably he's going to go down the outside. He's got the pace to get there. But see when he's on the right hand side, it's almost as if he doesn't know what he wants to do. Just gets caught in between. And again, I'll go to the fact that Scales is on a booking. You want to get Gassama in a 1v1 situation with him, but he slows it down that much that it ends up not even being a 1v1.
He did that a few times yesterday. I know, like, you always find that with left and right, like, right footers that play on the left hand side. When they go back to the right, it's almost like, I don't really know what to do, because if I do, I'm just running down the line, and a lot of them don't do that.
Look, we've said it with Tanecki, haven't we? Like, Tanecki, when he plays on the right,
it's not as effective at him.
No, on my strong foot, I would prefer on the left cutting in.
I think most right footers would, but then if you're playing on the right though, that's you nullified to go down the line. So you have to have something that's going to be able to take you down the line, whether it's cut inside and then go back outside, or a left foot step over, because it's not natural for a right footer to do a step over the left foot, is it, and go down the line.
Right, lads, it's now time to give a shout out to a brand new sponsor for the podcast, the University of the West of Scotland. Going back to the time when we were leaving school, was the full focus for us all just purely on making football our full-time career?
Yes.
I always.
Mine was it.
With tennis a wee bit as well, but football majority.
No, mine's was also known. My dad was very, very driven in terms of, like, me being quite academic as well, and that's the way I kind of want to be with my kids as well. He was a teacher, so, and he done it. He was a first team player at 17 at Sheffield United. Had, like, really bad knee injuries, and then had to go back to working the building game. So he didn't want that for me, because, listen, potentially a good chance I wouldn't have made it.
But see when we were younger and you look back at it, how naive you think.
I know.
You'd start a bit of a upper. Like, you just thought you were.
But you think, like, you're saying how naive we are because we've done it now. I still see so many parents who still have this same mindset of like, nah, listen, he'll be a footballer. Like, don't worry about school. It's like, oh, you get released at 17.
Aye.
What have you got?
Well, while you were pursuing your football careers, what did your friends go on to do?
Well, some of my mates went straight into work, mate, and then went into uni to study some of the things they were interested in, and then get jobs on the back of that. So I want to ask you two, what type of jobs do some of your closest friends do that aren't football?
Same. Couple went to uni to get degrees and got jobs off of the back of that, but most of my pals all went on to, like, trades. So whether it's electricians, plumbers, just handymen in general, they still get the phone calls on a Tuesday afternoon saying I've got a leak in the sink, come. But like it says, that's what they went on to do.
Yours have done alright, your pals, haven't they?
To be fair, most of them have done quite well. Again, a lot of them started, like, so one of my mates went straight into work for the council, and he's worked his way up to a high position.
Right.
Done really well. My other two friends, plumber, he was a plumber by trade, but they've ended up getting their own company. And solar and EV and stuff like that, they're doing well. So, and again, the same thing, a lot of other people went to uni and end up with good jobs. I've got a mate that's a doctor.
Amazing.
Again, that's probably...
Some mates you've got, you?
I know.
What about you and your...
Me? A skint one.
What about you and your three mates, me and Si, who your other mate, what does he do?
My sister, she went, no, my sister's not my
He's
mate.
clever.
Aye, she was at uni.
What's she doing? What does she...
It's a weird one, Aiden. She does accounts for these big American banks, but she learned it off of the uni took that into obviously the work life, and just now travelling all over the world, working with the biggest sort of banks.
But you got that off the back of a degree.
Aye.
Brilliant. Well, it just goes to show the many different career paths available to people, and UWS offer a dynamic range of undergraduate programmes designed to equip you with the skills, confidence and experience to thrive in your own chosen career.
UWS cutting-edge learning environments and industry-recognised qualifications that ensure your efforts translate into real-world success when you leave to take that next step in your career.
Whether you're aiming for your dream job or looking to broaden your horizons, UWS is there to help you make it happen.
And there's still time to apply to UWS for September 2026 entry. For more information on applications, click the link in the description box below or scan the QR code on screen now. Do any of you think that Celtic just can win the league playing like this?
With the injuries, I don't know if Celtic can.
Mate, even regardless of injuries. Like, I get it, 100%. Celtic had a much weaker team than they normally would, but in terms of
the way they play,
like, Hearts must have been buzzing watching that game, mate. They must have been.
Mm-hmm.
Like, listen, it sounds bitter, it's no at all. I always just call it as I see it, right? And Rangers didn't do enough on the ball. That's the worst Celtic performance I've seen at Ibrox. One shot and goal in 120 minutes. Now, it doesn't matter, because ultimately they defend their box well. Most important thing, they get through in the next round, but I couldn't believe how poor Celtic were. Whereas I've said for a while, I know they've got results. I don't think Rangers are great. I don't. So I actually thought that was a decent performance for Rangers, to be fair. They just, like I said, in the final third, they weren't great. But in terms of Celtic, on the ball, off
do you
the
think
ball.
though, Andy, if you take that amount of key players out of any team,
100%. If you're talking about like Vickers, Jota, McGregor and Tierney, they missed one game, Johnson, all these guys, if they're fit, I would say that Celtic could win the league.
It's a different team.
But we're going off the past like 3 months where they've no been. So the question is, like, if they're playing like that, can they? I just can't see it, mate.
Did you ever win a league, Aiden, and when you thought we're not playing great here, and you still managed to go on and win the league?
Aye, I think that happens to every team. Like, that's the thing I would say. Like, you're asking if Celtic can win the league. You'd probably be more edging towards Celtic because they are grinding out results. I know obviously Hearts are as well, but they are grinding out results without playing particularly well. So you think that bodes well for when the performances do come. Eventually they should come, because I don't think the manager and the coaching staff will be overjoyed with how the team played yesterday. Not at all. That's me saying that politely. But you'd kind of do look, going back to your question, yeah, I think it was 2007, 2008, we were playing really poorly. But again, in a season though, you can play poorly for a couple of months at a time, but you eventually, the end of that season, we weren't playing particularly well, but we had to win the last 7 or 8 games to win the league, and we weren't playing well, but just grinding out results. I know that's later on in the season, slightly later on, but that season we weren't playing well, but we were going to Motherwell on the sandpitch, and we won like 3-2 or 4-2. We weren't playing well, we ended up winning the league, and that's one thing I look at Celtic and I go, there's a potential to like keep doing this, because you keep going, can you keep playing the way that the team's playing and grinding out results, but they are seem to do it.
The thing that I think Hearts will win the league. I've said it, but the thing that like you can't rule Celtic out completely is the fact that no team's going to win even 8 out of the 9. Do you know what I mean? I just don't think it's going to happen. So it wouldn't surprise me if Hearts dropped a good few points. Rangers, Celtic, that is the thing. But I don't know. I just think Hearts look decent now, mate. I really do. You just don't really fancy them to lose a lot of games either.
There's a lot though, isn't there? Well, riding on the split as well, where you're playing against your
the split's going to be unreal to watch.
Is that the last time we'll see away fans at one of these fixtures?
That amount of away fans.
I've get told today that it could be behind closed doors, the next Dunfermline game. Both sets of fans.
Well, see if it is. I honestly don't really think either side can complain, because, like I said, honestly, see the atmosphere, mate. It was brilliant. It really was. It was really good. Both sides. We've been wanting that type of allocation back, and it felt like a proper Old Firm game again. And you knew there was going to be loads of eyes on Scottish football, but obviously what happened at the end was embarrassing. Like, it's never going to happen again. I think that will be the last time there's that amount of.
Did you enjoy your last run at an Ibrox?
Going to say it. Did you have a Spider-Man mask on?
But I tell you what, it was mental, mate. It was genuinely mad to watch.
Guy standing.
Like, people are tying this point scoring shite now that's annoying me, right? Both sets of fans were moronic, right? It was obviously both of them, but like, you're watching, like, there was genuine kids, mate, for both sides on the pitch when they parent near them. Like, what the fuck is going on? So it only takes one idiot, right, to turn round, no realise it's a young boy and just hit him. Do you know what I mean?
Seen a guy get karate kicked, did you see that?
Mate, that boy didn't break stride for the Copeland, mate. He sprinted the full way and then burst through and just fucking obviously ended up kicking the boy.
Barney was wrestling.
I know, Barney.
It was
he got wrestled, didn't he? Wow.
Where did it get done, wasn't it?
I got it done, huh?
He actually done well, him, mate.
to
He
fight
done well.
somebody else.
Is that the Celtic? Was it
Aye,
Manchester?
Celtic,
Jamesy, where did he get in here?
Jamie just left him, mate. Jamie just left him, mate. Wasn't interested.
I know it's terrible what happened in the game, and you never want to see that, do you? Because obviously it shines a bad light on Scottish football. But the one thing I would say is that it shows how it's a different derby to anywhere.
Anywhere,
Do you know what I mean? It's a different derby to anywhere in the UK. But
your dad kept running backwards towards the battens.
He said that to me earlier.
He did it.
Choke for me back.
Me at Costa.
No, I know we're having.
Did you watch it with him?
We watched it. They see. I know we're laughing, but they scenes were shocking, mate.
No,
Do you know what I mean? We're only having a laugh because
stop worrying about what people are going to say about you.
no, because we don't condemn that at all.
Who says we did?
no, of course you don't.
Condemn.
Of course you don't. We don't condemn it.
Condone.
So you condone it. We condemn it.
Do you still see Celtic being able to do it?
I tell you what, the spirit of Martin O'Neill just keeps going.
He's loving the spirit,
Isn't it?
How much do you think getting these results is doing to Martin?
Aye.
Because it did look
That
like
team
yesterday
would
there's
never have won.
a lot is coming for Shaun to.
That defending was on Martin O'Neill, mate.
Martin O'Neill was defending the box.
The way he sets up, the way they how
Fucking
aggressive
breaking
they are.
glasses, he did the
Trusting
box.
that, the way I've not seen Trust defend like since he came to Celtic. I
No.
swear, mate. What Martin O'Neill's doing there is just unbelievable. I don't think any other manager would be getting the results now, the performances doing it to get better. I think they can win it, aye.
Did you see that in a maiden, obviously, when you first broke into the team? Is that what type of manager he is? Is it all about the mentality?
Mentality is probably the biggest thing, because I think he understood he had good players at Celtic and you just set them up in a way to go and play. But it was the way he approached games and the way he spoke before games that really, really got you up for it. And he's obviously come in, re-energised that team after obviously Nancy getting sacked, and just went bang bang. Even before Nancy got the job, winning games, then he gets a job, then comes straight back in. And I think Shaun will probably be doing a lot of the coaching, but Martin's the guy that'll be speaking. He'll be the guy that's speaking in the dressing room.
And also making big decisions, isn't it? Because it does look like now that he has dropped Schmeichel for Sinisalo. And it looks to be a great decision.
Justified.
You weren't happy with it, mate?
I know, I've had a fucking shocker with that. And again,
not, no?
inbox is full. I'd have just went with Schmeichel for his experience at the end of the season. Purely the fact that I hadn't seen much of Sinisalo, mate. So I didn't actually know if he was any good.
He'd been really poor.
So obviously came in and been really good.
It's good management though, because you're bringing in a guy who's got it all to prove and wants to prove and is hungry. And like you go, Schmeichel was getting a lot of stick, wasn't he, for performances and mistakes he was making. But he said enough to go, no, I'm actually going to put him in now.
I thought he was brilliant.
Really
yesterday.
good.
He was brilliant.
Really
Never
good.
really had obviously any
He was
safety,
great
mate,
coming off
but
his line.
Aye, like command his area. I see a couple of the ones that, I was saying earlier, the one that somebody passes square to Benjamin Arthur, it goes under his foot, there's no way Schmeichel's getting to that.
No,
Like, how forward thinking he is and quick off his line to deal with the situation. Then like you said, Rangers put probably about 300 crosses in, most of them no great, but the ones that were half decent he just came out and collected, didn't he?
Do you think
thought he'd done
Rangers watch Hibs DVDs before a game? Crossing the ball for anywhere.
Think Schmeichel's still Nobel?
Oh,
Mate, we got caned for that, supposedly.
nah,
For saying that he wasn't, there's nothing wrong with him.
Heard he spat a dummy out, isn't he?
What is that spat they told me?
I don't know, I just read it on the sheet there.
It suggests that he has, hasn't it?
Look,
He's not still ill.
No, I wouldn't have thought so.
I heard he's been carrying an injury, though, hasn't he? Heard that
I bet he was playing under
the injury, I know. So maybe they've just kept an agreement that this isn't right, we can't keep playing, because a lot of the balls he couldn't get to, he was causing so many goals, so was the right decision.
You think we'll see him again, even being on the bench for the season? I think that's him done.
I'm not sure. It depends how experienced players, like he is obviously played at the highest level, experienced player, but how do they take that being left out of the team? Is he happy to go back and sit on the bench? I can't imagine he probably is, so I don't know.
See, but I can understand that if he's played all right, but surely he's felt there's a chance I might get dropped given the errors he's had.
But maybe he's got an ego where he's saying, no, I wasn't at fault for any goals, or I didn't make any mistakes, so I don't agree with it. I don't know. I do think it's right. I don't think he is injured though.
Have you heard anything? Because you've just said spat a dummy out there.
You've definitely heard something.
You've heard.
I've no heard it. I'd be the first to tell you if I did. But I've no.
Did you see the picture for last week?
the tap up?
Jersey up.
Tap up, aye.
No, what was that?
So say last week, obviously nobody had found out that he'd been dropped into the team news came out. His Schmeichel, the Schmeichel jersey
Oh, it was there.
up.
It was there, aye.
And then obviously
His performances
Martin
and actually
said he
been
was
stinking all season. Blames everybody.
That would have been true as well, because Martin O'Neill normally announces his team right before kick-off. It's very, very, from my experience, it was never the day before. It was always walk in the dressing room.
Because somebody said that surely they've done shape.
Playing, man.
Surely they've done shape, but he never really done that, did he?
Nah,
Might
not
change
really.
now with
There would have been
Shaun,
a bit of shape, but I always find managers who are unsure and don't want to tell their team, they do shape, but then they change a few players about, so they keep you guessing.
Aye.
He was always walk in the dressing room, and that was the team. So you didn't have a clue if you were playing or not. So that probably is what would have happened.
Have you ever had somebody spit the dummy?
What you going to say, my dad?
Ever played with somebody who's done something similar?
Just what he's going to say, my dad.
Do you know that dummy?
No, I can think of.
Leather dummy. His has got a gag wrapped and tied to the back. He says you can't spit it.
He's fucking sharp, isn't he?
Just a ball.
Just
A
a
ball,
ball.
it's not-
Take the dummy and put
it's
a
not a
big
dummy.
ball.
You had it.
Mate, a cricket ball.
He'll be
Aye.
buzzing to watch us, innit, you know? He's here, loves it, he's going to turn it on, he's got a ball in his gob.
His hero's got with a gag in his mouth.
No, he never spat the dummy out. A few, like, you've had it in your career though. There's a lot of players that do it, but then they don't really follow through with it. I just think in recent times when I was at Sunderland, Chris Maguire, I got on really well with. So Chris is funny. So like, Lee Johnson told him, like, you're not going to play from now to the end of the season. Like, you can go out, you can leave. But he was like, I'm not leaving. So then he was raging when he got left out of squads, and I was like, mate, he's told you you're not going to play. Like, I don't know why you're surprised. And he get left out against Peterborough away, and he's like, I'm not coming down for the meeting. And I was like, nah, mate, you won't. You'll be there, mate. I was like, you'll be there. He's like, telling you I'm not coming for the meeting. I was like, mate, I'll see you at 11 o'clock, mate. And he didn't come down for the meeting, but walked in 5 minutes late, and I was like, oh, mate, what are you doing? And then after that, literally never played at all.
What did Lee Johnson say to him when he
He
came
didn't
out?
say anything to him, but on the Monday, he made him go and running, and it was like, coming at like, I don't know, 12 o'clock, and I just looked out at Sunderland, you could see the training ground, the glass window, and you could see the training pitch, and I just seen him, it was like this wee gap, because it's got these hills, and I could just seen him just, every 2 minutes, you're running past me, just running past the window.
So, am I right? Is that was it no Chris Maguire done that celebration in front of Lee
Aye, it was
Johnson?
him,
You know, alone?
Oh,
again.
right.
Remember when he's
So
like,
it was.
It was him,
That's amazing. Were you playing for Sunderland
I
at
was
that
at
time?
Sunderland at the time, so I was injured, and I met him the night before, and he was saying all that. He's like, if I score, man, I'm going to get right up him. And I was like, mate, I don't know why you're so raging with him. He was actually quite good to you. Like, he told you, like, you weren't going to play, get another club. Then he didn't leave, and by the way, he still ended up giving you like a bit of game time. He said, nah, I'm doing it. And I was like, aye, right, okay. And then he scored a hat-trick against us at Stadium of Light. And like his third goal just ran straight over Lee Johnson, like, fucking yeah, you dick.
You did.
Oh, but I was like, oh mate, it was so funny, man.
Just,
We lost 3-0, but I was like sitting in the stand going, oh no, I can't believe he's done that.
just quickly, for the rest of the season, will Rangers and Celtic continue to play how they've been playing? You think Danny Rohl stick with that 4-2-2-2?
I
Well,
think
we'll
so.
see
I
any change
think
there.
so because he's done it the last maybe 5 games or so.
But they've not had the same impact as they had before, has
They've
it?
won 2-7. Rangers.
Yeah.
Do you like
Um,
that 4-2-2-2?
You think he'll continue with that, Dan?
I've not really been mad in watching Rangers for an entertainment standpoint anyway under Danny Rohl. I don't think it's that. It's not really the type of football I like to watch. Let's just say, but you can't really complain when they went on the run of the run of victories that they went on. But you said they've obviously only won 2 in the last 7 now, so whether he sees that's the right way to move forward, I'm not sure.
Then Celtic could be the exact same. Will they continue to go a wee bit more direct, Celtic?
I don't think they would continue to go direct.
I think Aberdeen had done it as well too, didn't they? Aberdeen, there was a lot of goal kicks that went straight into the right striker.
The first 10-15 minutes they did try and play, but then I think they're finding that when they're not able to play through teams, they do go direct, but then it's difficult when you've got Maeda and Tunete and Yang where you've not got any physicality up front. Obviously playing against Rangers who've got a physical back four, they'll just mop up the ball, but
Yeah.
I think at home they will still try and play because you know what it's like at Celtic Park, you're going to have most of the ball, you should have most of the ball anyway, so no, I don't.
The
I think that
next
was.
game, Aiden's Motherwell, who are press,
Yeah.
is fantastic. So I can't see them trying to play it against Motherwell.
But I always find that see when a team's press is fantastic though, that gives you the opportunity though to play through them. If you're comfortable enough, if you're comfortable and confident enough in the ball,
Yeah.
But again, that comes from coaching and management and how you dictate to the players how you want to play. So yesterday I felt it looked a wee bit play if it's on to play, but see if it's not, it's just kind of get rid of it, get up the pitch, and we'll try and lock them in their half. But yeah, Motherwell will be a tough one. Yeah,
It's not a great sign for Rangers at all when Celtic play the way they played and you can't
beat them.
Like, no beat them. I know Rangers' record's been decent against Celtic over the last 2 or 3 seasons, but a lot of them have came under Celtic being 10, 12 points at the top of the table. Like last week for me, I thought whoever lost the game last week was at the title race. Now the two of them drew, so but that was Rangers' opportunity to push for potentially the title. And then, like you said, it was the best chance for silverware yesterday. Celtic play the way they play, and you don't win. Like I don't think it's a great sign for them at all.
Chimity in the dairy. I know Chimity scored great goals, but didn't look great for me there too. I don't know if he continue to play the two of them.
Chimity, do you know what's so weird about Chimity? Like he looks like he's got no confidence. He's just scored a double last week. He's scored an overhead kick. See when you watch him the next week, it's like he doesn't look convincing, does he? Like see that one that Bajami plays over the top. You're expecting him to just take it on his chest, but he's almost laboured in terms of waiting for it to dot it, and then he's the finish. I mean, I know Dave Murray blocks it, but it's going to be 3 yards.
It's going wide anyway. See, even the one in the first half, I think it was McCowan lost the ball and it got headed through him, and he was literally, if he kept running, he was through and goal, but instead he cuts inside his right foot and then he goes down for a foul as if the guy's kicked him, as if McCowan's kicked him at the back of his heels. But just carry on running. So it looks like he is short of confidence. I don't know why.
Were you surprised Diamante started?
And Chutwani's expense, I really like Chutwani, mate. I think he's really good. I thought he was the one Rangers player from middle to final third in the second half that I showed loads of composure. Bouncing balls in the middle of the pitch, he's bringing them down, he's holding people off, and he's playing follow passes. But I think Raskin for me never done enough yesterday.
No.
Again, Raskin, he offers Rangers loads off the ball, but in possession you're expecting more what he gave yesterday. But I think Diamante has done well in all firms over the last few while, so wasn't that surprised.
I thought it maybe be for Olsen and tuck him in off the side instead of Chickwani.
I thought it'd be for Raskin if it was going to be the two. If it was the two of them anyway.
He's not dropping Raskin though, is he?
It doesn't look like it. He is the one that kind of plays 90 minutes every week.
It's funny what you say though, he comes on and shows a wee bit of composure. One of the only players on the pitch, just take the ball down and take 2 or 3 touches and pass. Like that was missing yesterday, wasn't it, from both teams?
You think Celtic can still win the league?
Nah.
Do you know?
No.
Just a bit of playing?
Even you look at Aberdeen, Dunfermline battered Aberdeen. See, like scraped by them. Just didn't think they're playing well enough, mate. I didn't think they're winning enough games to win the league. I think Hearts will drop his.
Who do you make favourites for against Motherwell?
Motherwell.
Yeah.
I think
your DMs.
My DMs will be fucking mad. Wee shamrocks on every fucking on every message.
Do you just say something on this and then like it's an opinion and you just get absolutely back?
Oh, constantly. Constant. It's like the full country fucking messages. I got fucking St Johnstone fans messaging me. I'm like, what the fuck did I say about St Johnstone? Fucking can't get a break.
What a season.
Anyway, Aiden, surreal for you to see Martin O'Neill back in the dugout. Did you ever think you'd see that?
No, I didn't. I can understand why Celtic have done it, because you need to get that feel-good factor back with the fans. There's obviously a bit of a disconnect with the fans and the board and the club just now. And after the appointment in Onsey, which was obviously disastrous, and then Tisdale goes, you need to change things. So I didn't think I would see it, because Martin's been out the game for a while and he's kind of been more doing media now, so but maybe an offer that he couldn't refuse. And look, he has changed the fortunes of the team in a short space of time again. Just the only thing I worry about is, and I don't think it will happen, I worry about if the results and the performances don't go well from now to the end of the season, so you don't win the cup and you don't win the league. Does it affect his kind of legacy at Celtic? But I don't think it will, because I think all anger will be directed at the running of the club and other people, I think. But no, I didn't think I'd see it. But listen, he's obviously still got it, and he's still got that hunger and passion.
Aidan, can you believe how bad the recruitment's been at Celtic?
Do I want to talk about this? Oh.
If you don't, mate, just leave it. I'll just walk off and start greeting. What a terrible question.
No, it's listen, you need to speak about it. I think it's hard. Celtic probably shouldn't be in the position that they're in with the success that the club's had over the last 10, 15 years, to then be playing catch-up in the summer with a Champions League qualifier coming up, and then playing catch-up in January as well. But I feel for Shaun and Martin, because in January I think they were kind of having to do all their own recruitment. So you've just come into the job and you're having to get players in, which is very, very difficult. So you can kind of give a little bit of leeway on some of the players, I think, who are just being plucked out from nowhere, going, we need players in, we need a striker in.
Get extra
like Chara, you're never going to get players in either unless you go and spend money in January.
Yeah.
Or and effectively it's been loans.
Why do you think guys like Paul Tisdale do get jobs at Celtic, given that they've not done the job successfully anywhere else?
I honestly don't know. It's
networking. Be a cracking network.
Aye, I don't know. Listen, whoever's appointed him, if it's Dermot Desmond, if it's Michael Nicholson, whoever it is on the board, they've obviously seen that he's got enough about him and he's got enough of a track record to be able to run Celtic and be director of football. And you go like a year later, you get rid of him. I don't know if you're going to put someone in charge and you're going to put all your eggs in this basket of director of football, or what was the head of operations, so you don't use director, do they, at Celtic, then you probably need to stick with it. But obviously it wasn't going well. I think we all know that. So honestly, I don't know.
Have Rangers got one since Stelwell's gone?
Is it Mirren, did he come in?
No. For the recruitment, they brought in a Scandinavian boy in the short term, aye. But like I said, I actually think that for me, I think the recruitment that he made in January, I think's looked alright so far. I think Romans looks as if he's very good. I think Jutwani looks really good. Scott Olsen for me is not done enough, definitely. And I think Ryan Nadiri's not doing enough, don't get me wrong, but I do think there's something there. I do think he will get better. But even if no, a two strike rate out of 4 is probably good enough for that role now.
When you come
because see the thing is with Celtic, like, how many players Celtic signed this year? It's at least double figures anyway. And how many you looking through the course of the season?
From the summer to now.
Well, 6 in January.
Nygren's done okay, hasn't he?
January was Araujo, Adamu, Vicar, Oxlade, Chamberlain,
Chivinchara,
and Benjamin Arthur.
You'd only said Araujo for that, wouldn't you? The January ones.
Good.
Yeah.
And then for the summer, what, Nigren, Taneki?
Balakwisha.
But no, I mean, but like you can say of
that play.
Past mark.
Even do you like Taneki?
As we go back to that, I think I don't want to absolutely batter him and say this is what you're not doing, this is what he's poor at. I think he's obviously very young and he's came from a lower standard league, and it's not his fault, the price tag. So you always label that at a player, don't you? 5.5 million, or I think it was 5.5. I do think he has to do more though, but I think that might come with coaching and it might come with time, because he's only been here, 6 to 8 months. I think there is more to come from, because he has shown in flashes. The Kilmarnock game he comes on and scores that goal, and there's games where he has come on and he has looked like a bit of an impact player, and he has brought something to the team. I think he's more effective at the minute coming off the bench than starting games for some reason. Just does that. He's got a habit where, like you said, it slows the game down and then he comes inside. But when he comes inside, it's not a whipped pass through the lines into a striker's feet. It's always just a wee 2-yard pass back to the full back, or it's into a centre mid. There's not really anything. So effectively, if you're not actually doing anything when you come inside, you may as well just run down the line. Yeah. And go and commit to defender. I would rather he commits to defender every single time and loses it 8 times out of 10 and sets up 2 goals or sets up 2 big chances than just taking the easy option.
See, in your opinion, of like the work you've done in that sort of role, what is it more important that Celtic do first? Is it to get a director of football in, or is it the manager first? And who picks the manager and who picks the director of football? Isn't there? Because can you actually pick a manager and then go and pick a director of football after that? Should the director of football not pick the manager?
You can, but then the thing about a football club is that it's the way it's structured. You could get a director of football in who then picks his own manager, like Paul Tisdale would have picked Nancy. That was his guy. But then Nancy turns out a disaster and you go, right, get rid of him, right, see you later as well, so your job's on the line. Whereas if you get a manager in first, then a director of football has to come in. The manager has to kind of veto that, or okay that. So it's, I don't know, you can kind of do one or the other, but they all have to align, don't they?
For what you've seen, to what appointment's more important?
Just now, what appointment's it's the manager.
And the manager.
It's the manager, yeah. It's the manager.
All right. Memories of working with Martin O'Neill?
Did you work with him?
No.
No.
Not just sure.
Did you work with Lenny?
Well, see, in terms of like...
That could be some final.
Who?
Sorry.
Semi-final?
Oh, Dunfermline.
Lenny, Martin O'Neill.
See, obviously you've worked with, we spoke about Maloney's impact or what his impact will be. You've obviously worked with him at Wigan. What is it like in terms of, you've seen him day to day at times, or seen him at times at Wigan?
He's a really good coach. He's a really good coach on the training pitch. He's got the right ideas. I think how Celtic want to play.
What are his ideas in?
Listen, he's very possession based.
Why is so much possession in?
Probably say the quality of player, but then it goes back to, you always say it, don't you, about nobody can tell me that a football player in Scotland can't control and pass.
Yeah. And Celtic still got better. I know they've got better players than most teams, don't they?
Celtic still have majority of a better squad than most of the rest of the league. I think it's got to be quality, or I'm just second guessing what he's thinking, but is there a chance of success by playing a slightly different way? Are we going to take chances? Because we're only in the job for a short space of time, but it could be longer. Who knows? Like, you never know what's going to happen in the season. If Celtic win the league and win the cup, you never know what might happen. It might be Martin still there. It might be Martin takes a step to the side and Shaun might come in. You don't know. So possibly he's thinking, I don't want to sacrifice a potential upside of what could happen at the end of the season for style of play. But then I would always go back to your style of play as your philosophy, isn't it? And if you believe in that, that is what's going to get you results. But
do you think there is a wee case that Shaun maybe wants to play a certain way, but Martin O'Neill says, I'd like it if we went a wee bit more direct than what you want to? Do you think that could be a case?
Maybe.
Potentially, aye. Because I'd imagine that their ideas are very, very different compared to... I mean, don't get me wrong, Martin O'Neill, when he was Celtic manager, they still played good football at times, but they were... But still remember the defenders in particular, how physical they were.
Team of giants.
Shaun Maloney working under Roberto Martinez, so there will be a difference. And it's... I don't know how much I believe in this, like play a certain way just to get initial success. And we were talking about this with Danny Rohl.
Aye.
Surely if you've got something you believe in terms of your philosophy and that's your identity, because people are saying, oh, Danny Rohl, watch him next year after pre-season. Do you think that's the best way to get results? You be trying to implement that as quick as you can, no? Or certainly embed it over what's he been doing in the job now, Danny Rohl? Certainly
been long enough
anyway.
Is there a case for Danny Rohl that maybe there aren't his players and he doesn't think they're good enough to play that way?
I honestly don't think Rangers squad's as bad as what's made it. I generally don't. I look at Rangers starting 11 yesterday. I think I really like the back four. I like all the back four, to be honest with you. Giga obviously at times has been a bit come and go. I think the midfielders, I think the big question mark is goals. Who's going to create goals for you? But I mean, Rangers have signed all of them this year. Danny Rohl's signed 2 of them. But I don't know, I think you can have that excuse.
Do you believe Danny Rohl's sacrificing the way he really wants to play just to try and get success?
I personally don't, but people are telling me he is.
From the message you
well, Josh Windass says to me he did similar at Sheffield Wednesday where he came in, played a certain way first season to try and get results, and then it was different after that kind of pre-season. But I think that's mental.
But then there's the other side of it as well, isn't there, where you go look at like a Nonce, for example, who comes in and goes, no, this is the way I'm playing, and loses his job. Do you know what I mean?
I agree, but I think his was the ultimate extreme nonsense because it was like completely different to what Celtic have done for the last 40 years. But for me, I think Rangers need to do much more on the ball. I think that's been the case for a while.
We've not asked you, who do you think won the league? Get the Celtic fans back on side, mate.
Aye. No, of course I want Celtic to win the league. I do think Celtic will struggle if they continue to perform. I agree with you. I think they will struggle to continue to win games by playing the way that they are. But I think I look at the dressing room and go, there's a lot of people in that dressing room who know what it takes to win. Who've been in this situation before. Possibly not hunting down a team in front of them, but being in this position where they are the ones who know how to win a league and know what it takes. I think Hearts are listening. The table doesn't lie. Hearts deserve to be where they are. Whether that's the case coming in the season, I just don't know if Hearts have enough depth in the squad to compete and win every single game. You might not need to win every single game. I don't know. Who could you say? You're saying Celtic are out of it. Who are you going to say? Hearts.
I'd say Hearts.
Hearts.
I know at this stage of the season,
I said every team.
At this stage of the season, every game is massive, but this weekend is literally it for. I think after this weekend, you could all but just hand it to Hearts. If Hearts go and beat Kilmarnock and Rangers are Celtic top points, there's no way they get caught 8 points. No chance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, I know at this stage of the season.
What's the biggest you've came back for?
Whereas if Hearts drop points and Celtic and Rangers win,
they're back in it.
Can't wait to see it. I'd love you to give me insight. I think you're going to, but I can't wait to see what Motherwell do at Celtic Park.
Well, what I will say is, and I've said this every time Motherwell and Celtic played, I think it'll be a brilliant game. And just for anyone watching neutrals, because like you say, I think even just for a Scottish football standpoint, you've always wanted teams to have a go a bit more when they play against Rangers and Celtic and have a game plan to try and win. I think Motherwell have shown against whoever they play against, they're trying to win games of football. So I think it will be a brilliant game, regardless.
Who would you play centre forward for Celtic?
Maida.
Would you?
I thought his
That's
pressing-
a real problem.
His pressing yesterday was brilliant, but
Aye.
we were talking about the coaching and shit, like, Maida presses and there's nobody behind him.
No, he was pressing on his own.
That's on his own.
Mate,
I would
he
The
play
fact you know he's
striker.
such a good presser, you would
Aye,
be
I
right
thought
behind
he was
He
him.
blocked about 3
Butland
goal
great.
kicks.
It was fucking-
Sorry, long
Goal
kicks.
kicks.
Goal kicks. If I said block goal kicks.
But he runs faster at press than he does when the ball's wide to get in the box. There's
Aye.
1 second half, I was like, just sprinting,
Aye,
yeah.
he's in.
I know.
But then the ball gets played back to Butland, mate, and he fucking takes it
Well,
off.
can I tell you something, right? I've been a kind of Negrin defender, right? And Celtic fans have not cared me for it, right? But they're saying that, but you don't watch them that. I was watching Negrin yesterday and I was thinking,
Does
I can
nothing
now
in the
see
game.
what people are saying. It like, get
Is that the first
involved
time
a
you've
wee
seen
bit.
it?
Doesn't he does nothing in the game, mate.
Aye,
It comes
like,
alive in the
see
final
when the
third.
ball's in the box, he's unbelievable at finding space and literally putting it at the back of the net. But
But then
he was
again,
on the periphery so much yesterday, wasn't he? You just want him to kind of.
How are Celtic trying to find their eights in possession?
Nah, no,
They're not,
it's
mate.
almost like he is your old-fashioned number 10, isn't he? That's almost what
late
he's
runs
like.
into the box and score.
Late runs into the box, kind of on the edge of the play the whole time. But when you're in a midfield 3, you can't be on the edge of the play. You need to be more involved.
Involved,
Do you
Then
play the
you'll
big
keep-
boy Aiden up front?
I wouldn't have Maida up front, no.
Would you
As a lone striker, no. I don't think he gives you enough without the. He gives you more than enough without the ball, but with the ball, like how many times does the ball go up to him and you kind of expect it to come back? Whereas I think the big man, I've not seen loads of him because he hasn't played that much, has he?
No.
But I think he's more physical, and if you're going to play that way, I think he does have the physicality to be able to bring the ball down and bring the players to play. The second half against Hearts, I actually thought he was getting going,
Aye.
and then he got taken off, didn't he? But
He done it for the goal, didn't he?
We've only spoken about Celtic for about 3 years, so St Mirren fans, Thistle fans, Dunfermline, Aberdeen, Falkirk, didn't you? I'll be sitting waiting. But just last bit, best and worst memories at Ibrox.
didn't have many good memories at Ibrox, to be honest with you. Like, very, very rarely. Was I even on the winning team though? When I say at Ibrox, I get left out, suspended by Strachan for 2 weeks, and then you know that way.
What was that for?
It was the argument we had in the dressing room. So I get suspended for 2 weeks, and it was over that period where we had like 3 tough games, Rangers away at Ibrox, and a lot of the pressure was on him because I was a big player in the team, and he decided to sacrifice me. You know, I'm sitting watching at home. It was a game Scott McDonald scored that volley, turned and scored the volley. You know, where you're like going, yeah.
Because you're desperate for it and everyone's like, you should have played McGeady.
No, because I thought at that point, I thought there's no way back for me. So like the only way back for me is maybe if he looks like he's made the wrong decision, and then obviously Scotty scores that goal, and I'm going, oh. And then Strachan was kind of vindicated by not playing me. But
how come you did get back in?
to be honest, he
Come and
just
say to you, or did he not say a
he
word?
just I actually was expecting never to play again, and he pulled me into his office. I was expecting him to say you're training with the 18s, and he just went, right, that's it, done. You're back training with the first team, and then I started on the Saturday against Dundee. So he did just let it go. So I kind of thought I was never going to play again, and obviously we won that game against Rangers as well. I had a terrible one. I scored a penalty at Ibrox, but we lost 2-1. It was the game where we should have had 3 penalties. Do you remember it? Lenny get brought down.
I remember the Lenny one.
Lenny get brought down.
So on the right hand side of the box.
Aye.
Snooze fell it.
Ridiculous one. But we had a really bad one. We lost 3-0. I think it was the game Chris Boyd scored. We'd already won the league, but it was a terrible, terrible game. We played terrible. And Tommy went through us in the dressing room after. You know, the windows are open at the dressing room at Ibrox, so you can hear all the fans. And we'd all just listen, we've won the league anyway, right? But we played really, really bad, really poorly. And he was like, he very rarely spoke, Tommy did in the dressing room, but he was like, everybody sit down, listen to that out there. Yous young lads, yous fucking know what it takes yous don't know what it takes to fucking wear that jersey. It's everybody out there fucking hoping you lose. And see yous foreigners who've just come in here, you just need to fucking start understanding what it takes to us. And everybody just sat there like that. I mean, Gary Cole going that to me after. It was good for Tommy, yeah. And I was like, that's what he's got.
Unreal.
He had that in him, didn't he?
But it was proper passion, like, it was venomous as well. Like he was angry, but he was like, I'm like, Gordon, sit down. I'm taking this.
Brilliant.
It was like, Gordon, I'm dealing with this here. I had no many good memories at Ibrox, to be honest with you.
Did you play under Martin Neil at Ibrox? No, was that 2 years?
Aye. Came on.
What age were you then?
18.
Wow.
I came on, it was that game I done a
so you
spin,
did the
a
flip
spin
flop?
away from, no, I did a spin away from Arvalade. Who was the right back from Georgia? Keznishvili, aye. It was him and someone else. That was a Scottish Cup actually. It was a League Cup. We ended up losing 2-1 the next.
Was that your debut against Rangers?
That was I made my debut against Rangers at the end of my first season. So I played against Hearts, played against Dunfermline, then we had Rangers, but we'd won the league anyway, and I came on as a sub. But it was a totally different atmosphere. You know, like, you're just in the first team and you understand, oh, this is amazing, this is what first team football's like. Then the Rangers game was just totally different, totally hostile atmosphere.
You obviously were so confident as a young boy, but even you nervous for it, warming up and wondering if you're going to get on?
No, I wouldn't say I was nervous, but I think I did come on and come inside and hit a cross and it just went straight out of play. But no, I wasn't really, can relate to that.
You cheered that when you done that?
No, I don't think I was nervous. And obviously, you know what it's like when you're a young player. You have that kind of fearless confidence, don't you, as well?
Aye.
Which obviously kind of gradually goes away over time when you understand what's on the line every single.
Never had that as a young player. Yeah.
You definitely.
I feel
No,
like
I never. I remember
I'm
being
the opposite.
the only sub on the bench at Tynecastle. Mark, only midfielder fit. Mark Crosas went down after 12 minutes, mate, and I literally would have rather been anywhere else in the world.
Mate, did you ever used to go into the restroom and sit in the toilet for ages so they couldn't find you? After the game, no?
Would about 60 minutes. You didn't want to quite 60 minutes.
I feel like Mikey Moore's got like
He's got that, mate.
See, he's got that. Like,
he's got that
fearless
feel,
nature.
yeah.
He's no bored if he makes a mistake or overruns one, because I think he is that type of player. But if he makes a mistake, he'll still try and do the right things. He'll still try and get on the ball.
The ones that keep that though throughout the whole career, they're the ones that go.
Nah.
Yeah. Do you think you lost that, like?
No, I wouldn't say a lot. Like, everybody's a human, aren't they? So everybody hears things, everybody listens to the crowd at times, even though you can say, oh, it doesn't affect me. It's going to affect you in some way. But I probably wasn't the same way I was when I was 18, because I was kind of like, give me the ball, I don't care if I lose it. Because you never really understood what it was like to play in a first team. You lose it 5 times in a row and the crowd are all booing. It's the ones who can still do that and not care. They're the ones for me that go there.
Mate, I say to him all the time, what I mean, you argue about this player. I was watching Man U Palace last week. See Bruno Fernandes, mate.
Doesn't care, mate.
I swear to God, he's lost the ball about 40 times in the game, but he'll just still try and play a killer pass. He ends up getting the assist for the winner. I think he is the one that I always think about that.
I think the ones like the best players in the world, like Neymar's, Messi's, Ronaldo's, they're the ones who were always like that and never cared. And
Did you play with anybody like that?
Who just didn't really care what they done.
Larson like that?
I think Larson would have been like that, but I think also criticism can affect everybody. So when I remember when Henrik came in at half time, it was that game he came in and me and Midge were working and he like booted the door in because he hadn't scored and he was playing badly. So if he didn't care, he wouldn't have come in and done that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He'd just been like, doesn't matter, I'm Henrik Larsson, I'll score 2 the second half. But he did, he cared. He knew he wasn't playing well. No, not really. I think, like I said, for me, the ones who don't care and it never affects them are the ones that are the top, the elite level.
Yeah. It's brilliant, isn't it?
Clinic, innit? I've said loads of times.
Nonsense, mate.
I've said loads of times. I thought you'd be like elite level. Did you think that when you were young?
No.
Never thought you would
No,
be?
because like you get labelled at 12 years old that you're going to be a first team player. Think of the pressure of just being a first team player. So then I did that, and then I still had a decent career. And I understand as well, people go, with your ability, you could have done this and could have done that. I have it with Seamus Coleman says it to me. He's like, if you had my mentality, you'd have played for Real Madrid. And I'm like, I know, but the reason I got to where I was is probably because of my mentality.
No, it wasn't. It was your ability, mate.
Aye, but my mentality was probably slightly different from everybody else's, I think, as well. Well, that not caring and not really, I kind of was like that most of my career. But if I was like just another person who just worked hard, and that might not have got to where I was. You know, my opinion, my personality. I've said this loads of times, yeah, I might not have got to where I was or where I got to. And I understand as well, people go, with your ability, you could have played here, you could have played there. Yeah, possibly, but you never know.
Aidan, have you ever met Strachan again since you left?
Mate, I was good. You done a night with me the other night.
I did.
Did you?
I've been doing the odd wee, like, after dinner kind of thing.
Great question, mate.
Aye, good shout that way. You seen it, didn't you?
No, I never. I genuinely
So
never.
many people messaged me, right? So a week before it, somebody sent me the poster of it, and it was me and Strachan. I was like,
Well, did you know that Strachan was doing it?
no, I didn't know he was doing it.
Oh,
I was
you've
like-
been done.
I was like, mate, he went, oh, mate, he said he's only just confirmed the other day. He was like, if you don't want to do it, I was like, it's fine, it's no big deal. Like, it's fine. And then, in all fairness, he actually was fine. Like, I had a few wee ones up my sleeve. I thought, if he gets gets a wee bit cheeky.
He's so funny, isn't he?
No, just because you know what,
But he always speaks well. You see, when he's on here, he spoke really well, yeah.
I know. To be fair, he did. He spoke well that night too, and I got asked about my relationship with him as well. And I was like, look, I did think he was hard on me, maybe too hard at times. I got slightly different treatment to other players, but probably say I maybe played my best football under him at Celtic because he had that drive to make me better, and I felt like I always had to play well to stay in the team. So it kind of works both ways, doesn't it? But yeah, we did that a couple of
Was that the first time you seen him?
No, I've seen him twice actually. Seen him when I came back for the Celtic Rangers game when I was in Russia. And at that time I was like, if I see Strachan, like, it's on. And he got me early. I was walking up the stairs like, Aiden, how you doing? Shook my hand, and I was like, oh, I can't even say I can't even say it back. He just shook my hand and went, how you doing? That was it. And then I seen him at the Player of the Year Awards actually a couple of years ago, the Celtic one. And he was fine, to be fair. But he was like, listen, give us a shout, man, we'll get a coffee and that. Get your number. And I was like, obviously that's never happened, does it? But
That's good to hear though.
He definitely has changed though, Strachan, isn't he? Since he's got older, he's changed, he has mellowed a lot.
But then I could say that about myself as well. Like,
Yeah.
I'm probably not as caught up and fixated on things that happened in the past as well.
Alright. St Mirren Thistle, 2-1 St Mirren. They'll now face Celtic in the repeat of this season's final. Would you not rule it a repeat victory for St Mirren?
I
can't
think
see
Celtic are
it.
big favourites, aren't they?
Yeah. St Mirren are nowhere near where they were at that final, are they?
No.
No, and in terms of that game, that's the worst penalty decision of the season.
Mate,
Andy, have they missed the touch when they fit?
No, I don't think they have,
regardless if it's his foot or no, he's hands right next to his
That's
body.
what- that was the question. when
That
I was
rule
getting
has
at.
changed. Like, it doesn't matter if it deflects for a body part on your arm now, but it doesn't mean that that's a penalty. Like, that can't be a penalty kick, man. If it doesn't hit his hand, it's hitting his face. So it's not affected anything.
It's mental.
I can't believe.
That's
I genuinely
shocking.
can't believe that's given us a penalty kick. I actually thought Thistle done really well. I thought
they
someone were
did.
good first half, but I thought Thistle done really well second half.
How good's Thistle's goal?
Great
against
goal.
Stanley.
I really
He's
like
good,
him,
mate. Really good boy.
Really good
Great boy.
Great kid, yeah, he'll get a move in the summer, won't he?
But St Mirren,
few teams
there is a kind of thing with St Mirren, like, that you're getting labelled, which they'll not care about, is that they are like, you do think they're a really good cup side, don't you? See like a one-half game, just because they are like athletic and most part are well organised. So you can't say they will need it, but Celtic are definitely big favourites.
Would St Mirren take winning 2 cups this year and get relegated to win the 2
I
cups?
think
Fans
so.
will.
I
Think
think
so.
Of course
Aye.
they would.
What about you? Still fancy Celtic to beat
Aye.
St Mirren?
Bands, it's totally different for the
Here's one for you though, as a player. Would you as a player?
What's happening
Because
to Bro?
Nah.
you're half.
Nah, I'd hate to get relegated, mate.
If you're a St Mirren player though, who's I think I was listening to the striker when they beat Celtic in the cup final, he was like, this is the first trophy of my career. So there's a lot of players in that dressing room who've never won anything, who've never get their hands on any silverware. So it's hard to say, like, you might sacrifice that for saying you won 2 cups, do you know what I mean? In a league where it's dominated by Celtic and Rangers.
I think players would take the cups.
50% wage cut though.
To go down?
Aye.
I know, the wage cut, mate.
Been
And they're getting rid of everyone, mate, aren't they? If you get relegated, like, if you're in any sort of
It's not as if
decent
guys
ball,
in Scotland are millionaires as well. you know
no,
what I mean?
exactly, mate.
and it's not as if St Mirren players will be on massive sums of money either, so they will be heavy. But everything's all relative, but
Every fan would take it.
I think the fans would take it. You've been receiving into that, the old 50% pay cut?
I have, mate.
Aye, so far.
Fucking killer. Had to
That's a
move
blow,
out the
innit?
house.
Aye.
Had to move for out the house.
The Carlton.
Move it.
Moved into that 2-bed in Carlton, played for Swindon, mate. 8-hour drive every day to training. Why did you fancy Celtic?
St Mirren are in a good place. Celtic will have a few more players back, I imagine, wouldn't they? I don't know, I fancy Celtic to go and win it now. But then, that being said, Falkirk, they're flying, aren't they?
Welcome.
They're brilliant, mate.
Did you see Willow as somebody who'd gone to management, obviously?
I know,
Thistle.
I know that he managed before he kind of started doing media and started kind of doing the punditry stuff. So I was surprised when he went back into it. But he kind of took over as interim, didn't he? Then I think he was interim kind of when I was just leaving there. And I've went to actually watched them a few times, and they do play good football. They are actually a good team. They should. I know St Johnstone probably will go on and win the league, but they've been kind of neck and neck with St Johnstone most of the season. They are a good team. But no, I didn't think he would go back into it. See, once you've had that taste of it, very few go back, don't they? After a few years.
He's done a brilliant job, hasn't
Yeah.
Aye, he's done great.
Aye.
they proper.
Do you not see much
faster budget.
difference in quality between Thistle and St Mirren? Do you watch the full game?
No, in the game, no. Like I said, I thought Thistle were very good. I think the penalty obviously kills them at the start of the game because it's 0-0. At that point, I thought St Mirren had edged it, to be fair, but obviously it's anyone's game. The second goal is obviously a bit of quality for St Mirren, but second half for me, I thought Thistle were a better side.
It's wee things with St Mirren, like even Thistle's goal for how good the quality is. What are St Mirren's set up? It's set pieces to leave him standing he's on the edge of the box. It's not like St Mirren that, is it?
No, I know.
Did they come late though? No.
Nah, not really, mate.
You stand at the edge.
Standing at the edge,
They've obviously struggled for a few weeks now. But the thing is, mate, they play Rangers on Sunday, and I'd fancy, honestly, it wouldn't surprise me one bit if St Mirren take points off Rangers. They genuinely wouldn't.
Where is it at?
In Paisley.
Right.
That wouldn't surprise me at all.
Regardless of how St Mirren are playing and how they're doing, it's never a good place to go. It's never an easy place to go.
And they always do well against Rangers and Celtic. They are the kind of team that, regardless of performance or position in the league, I think they're always very competitive in their games. But
usually,
they're definitely in a fight for 11th.
If you're going to go direct, the one team that are usually really good at playing against that is St Mirren, innit?
Aye. 100%.
Could we see Rangers play it a wee bit more? Knowing that?
I think they'll definitely play a wee bit more. I don't think they'll be as direct as they were against Celtic. But yeah, what are you expecting? I'm not expecting free-flowing football and playing through the thirds. I don't think they've really been that side.
But if you look at the team that has had the best result against them, it's Motherwell, and they've done that through possession-based football. But is that the way you need to play against something?
Great question.
Thanks, mate.
Answer yourself, though, if you don't mind.
But you've got to look at that performance that Motherwell had and think this is the best way to play against them now.
Well, one thing I'll say is I don't think St Mirren are a team that you can just whip crosses into the box and expect to score, create loads of chances to score loads of goals. You've got three boys at the back that are very, very dominant in these type of scenarios. But I must admit, I think St Mirren are well in a dogfight for 11th. I really do. I think Kilmarnock have shown signs over the last few weeks. Dundee are obviously well at it now. Dundee United, Aberdeen, could they get dragged in amongst it? Because, I mean, we'll get on the Aberdeen game now.
Wow.
God almighty, man. Can you believe that result, lads?
That's...
No.
Yeah, I can with the way Aberdeen are playing it.
That scoreline, I thought every time I would do it, I said that you didn't.
I didn't.
No, and it back.
That was genuinely like, I couldn't believe what I was watching with Aberdeen, man.
What about defending?
They're so open, aren't they? I actually thought Dunfermline played, because I think Lenny's team similar to Martin O'Neill's team quite, but I thought Dunfermline actually played.
I were really good,
moved the ball from one side to the other side of the pitch really well and created openings, and then they took the chances, didn't they?
How can Aberdeen go from, I know they obviously won the cup last season, from the way they played, I know they've never had a great season domestically like in the league, but to win a cup to then go the way they've played this season, how many new players have come in? How many? It was still the same manager up until 3-4 weeks ago. That drop off has been massive.
Actually, the Aberdeen are a team you just don't really know what they are.
No.
You don't really know what they're good.
Fucking waste of time. Right? What that club, the size of club there, what they've done for Scottish football with the great Sir Alex, and what they're doing now.
Sir Alex, fucking 1985.
No, what they're doing now is an absolute disgrace, a disgrace to their fans. What I want to ask you for you is,
see if Dale wins the league, is Sir Alex's achievement that good?
Ghost is. He beat Real Madrid. Eh?
That was a cup winner's cup with Real Madrid.
That's equivalent to the Conference League though, so still a European trophy.
But Real Madrid could have a league game on the Saturday and that game was a Thursday night. Nobody knows it, do you know what I mean?
On the Sunday.
Could have a game on the Friday.
But what you're watching the new with that club is...
But it's quite baffling though, because the players, I looked at their team, Shinnie, Cameron, Armstrong in the middle of the pitch, Nisbet up front.
Ashes, see that result, can you put that on the players? Does the players need to take responsibility? Do you?
Yeah.
Mate, that could have been 5, mate. What a chance Dunfermline had to score more.
But the reason I'm asking that is because what Si just mentioned, the players, that they are good players and good character. You would imagine good characters as well. So why is it going so badly wrong there?
You've got an interim in as well just now, don't you? And things are always a bit sketchy when there's a manager, an unknown manager. Or you've got someone who's in his caretaker. It's never the same as it is having a real manager in. He's not going to get the job, is he?
No.
He's not going to get it.
Could Aberdeen do worse than going for Neil Lennon?
No, they could. I know what you're saying.
Aye.
The job he's done in Scotland, I always thought his Hibs side were a very good side as well.
They were, yeah. But even like Dunfermline at the weekend, though, Dunfermline aren't pulling up any threes.
No, they're not flying in the Championship.
It's not as if they're, let's say, Falkirk last season where they're playing really, really good football and you know it's going to be a really tough game. Aberdeen probably rocked up that game thinking, I could be probably in this 2 or 3-0 here, 2-3-1, whatever it's going to be, to then reverse it to that.
We asked the Cooking Show, but I think we've asked you as well, Andy, but can you believe that a club at Aberdeen have stuck with an interim manager for so long when they still had a chance of getting top 6, they still had a chance of winning a Scottish Cup, that they've just stuck with who's not been great while he's been the interim. So if he was flying, then you could see why they continue to stay with him, but the results have been so bad and they've continued to stay with Inter. Is that not surprising?
Aye.
Yeah, it does, but then obviously the guy they're wanting isn't interested, or he's because I listened to the chairman coming out and he actually mentioned his name, didn't he? The guy they were talking about.
Nah, he's the old brand manager.
And you never do that, do you? Unless it's like he's in the building the next day. So he obviously doesn't want it. So they're obviously not able to get the guy in who they really want.
I also think, like, we've talked about recruitment with loads of clubs. Like, their recruitment in the summer, man. Like, they spent fees on players, bringing them in, giving them 5-year contracts that just aren't good enough. And again, you talk about Shinnie and, like you said, Shinnie, Cameron, Stewart, Armstrong. They don't play through the middle of the pitch. I just don't really know what they are as a team.
Shouldn't be talking about them. I said it last week. We've got to wrap talking about them till the end of the season. Till they change things, we'll change things.
Could they get down?
I was going to ask that. Do you think? If you're getting beat 3-0 for Dunfermline, then yes, you can.
Aye.
Of course you can.
Bit of a wake-up call though.
Do you think?
Possibly. Because I've seen some of the stuff online. It was like they were getting absolutely battered, weren't they? Like the players. And to be fair, you've got to take responsibility as a player. You can't put that really on the manager. But then I listened to his interview after it as well, and I was like, doesn't he come across amazing when you're talking that way about the players?
What did he say?
Openly. Just like embarrassing, this is embarrassing, like the players should be ashamed of themselves. I get that, and you're obviously hurt from the result and the way the team performed, but I never agree with a manager kind of airing how he feels in the dressing room out in the public. But like, sometimes it does get a reaction, which I think is needed.
What about Neil Francis? Is that
Neil
he is so good at being the underdog, isn't he?
Unbelievable.
He loves it, doesn't he?
So they beat Hibs, annihilated Aberdeen. Can they go to the final?
It's a brilliant draw for them as well.
That is,
I actually think that this sounds mad, right? Because I think Falkirk are a better side than St Mirren, but they're more suited to playing against a Falkirk than St Mirren.
Sitting in, hitting the counter, maybe.
And the fact that they can build on it's this big rivalry game. It's a one-off game. Their games in the Championship last year were brilliant to watch. So
he'll be saying to Dunfermline players, I would not take one of the Falkirk players. You know he's been talking now, don't you?
100%.
He'll 100%.
I think that'll be a brilliant game as well.
Yeah.
I can just see Falkirk having all the ball though.
Yeah. I was at the Falkirk game Friday.
Yeah, Falkirk are really good, man.
Falkirk are good, but Dundee United genuinely gave one of the worst 45-minute performances.
I love watching Falkirk, mate. Actually do.
Yeah.
I think John McGunn's done an unbelievable job there. And what they've done in the top flight this year's...
With near enough the same group of players. Obviously 1 or 2 added, but...
a few loans.
But very good loans as well.
Yeah.
Very good loans.
This is what we're talking about, Celtic and Rangers not being able to play it under a high press. Like Falkirk have came up last season, right? Favourites to get relegated. Dundee United go man for man from over the pitch and they play it every time, mate.
But that's the one thing I always say about football. That comes from the manager.
Of course it does.
That comes from the manager. That's the manager saying, you will play this way, and see if you don't, you won't play for me. And see if you lose the ball right in front of your box by trying to do what I ask you to do, doesn't matter. That's on me.
Yeah.
That gives players the confidence to do it. I've always found that.
Look at Dundee United, you said it, and it was so...
Park that we watched.
It was so... You're sitting there going, he's so right. When Dundee United win the ball back, they have got no clue how they're getting up the pitch.
I couldn't believe how bad they were. I honestly couldn't, mate. Like I said, if I was a player after that game, I would be demanding why we're working our boys off and the other teams get the ball, but when we get it, there's no idea of what we're doing. Go crazy, mate.
You talked about...
How bad you're on about an idiot for a full game and you get the ball, man, you're like, pass it to somebody.
Oh, that's a lot. Do you know who's good, mate? Brogio for Aston Villa.
Aye, very good.
Very good.
That's a John McGinn recommendation.
That's right, is that true? So it was Stephen McGinn, John McGinn told Stephen McGinn.
Aye.
And your big man, Barney Stewart, mate, scoring more goals, came from Heriot University.
Unbelievable.
The other one they got in from Swansea as well, was it Lisa? He's really good as well.
Do you think Barney Stewart's got a chance for the Scotland squad in March?
Why not, mate? Nobody else is scoring goals, innit?
I'd love to see him get in with some story from him.
Steve Clark's not a striker at run, he works. I can see Falkirk for all the possession based, they run like fuck.
Aye. That's the thing. That's the thing I've took away from most this year, because there's been games where I watched them last year in the Championship dominate 99% of their games with the way they played, but actually out of possession, I think he's always got a plan of how they are out of possession. They've pressed teams high, they've been a kind of compact mid-block and try to hit teams in the counter-attack. You can see they're just well coached under him.
Yeah.
We played against them when I was at Hibs.
Mate, I watched it and I was like that for you.
I came off, I get whipped at half time. It was my first game for Hibs right now, so I hadn't played for ages, but
pressed the life at you, didn't
pressed like we didn't know what to do. Lee Johnson was like, it's Falkirk, you know, it's the what do you call the trophy? The It's the League Cup, innit? At the very early stages, so I'll play a second team. We had our second team out, and Falkirk battered us, and they were in League One at the time. I think they were League One at the time. Then we played them the following season when I was at Ayr, and again we did the same thing. Lee Bullen thought, oh, it's Falkirk, they're just been promoted. I think they were maybe still League One then. Either League One, then League One, and then it was the following season of Championship. Again, the same thing. Did no shape on them, did no work on them whatsoever. And I was like, I know how this game will go. I know how this game will go. They are very, very well coached. They know exactly what they're doing with the ball. They've got triggers. Centre half gets the ball. Midfielder runs away. Someone else runs in. We couldn't get the ball to our own half. Then played them again when I was still at Ayr and I was in the stand. And then in the Championship, and they dominated. We ended up winning 1-0, but they hit the bar 3 times. And I was like, they're the best in the Championship.
But it's like Andy's point with Danny Rohl. How can he not think Rangers players can do that if Falkirk players can in the same league?
But then there's the argument, isn't there, as well, for like, could John McGlynn do that with a top team?
I think he could.
When there's a lot of egos and a lot of different personalities.
But is that not how everyone wants to play, mate? That's how I would want to play as a football team now.
Aye.
I'd love to see him give the opportunity again.
So do I. Right, so this is for Andy Bell. I forgot the pet peeves this week because we went on for so long, but Andy, but this one of the fucking many messages I get from people, and you know it's bad when it says, Si, I still love the podcast, but so you know it's going to be
that's a
Si, I still love the podcast every week, I said, but Motherwell are 4th in the league, that's it. 4th. A team that's never been relegated, been in the league since its beginning, and they've had a good season that's resulted in them being 4th. Falkirk are 6th in the semis of the Scottish Cup, smallest budget in the league, undefeated against this Motherwell team, and all the things mentioned in the post. It's not even a debate. McGlynn deserves more accolades than Jens Askew.
Well, where your manager needs to get criticism is the Scottish Cup for Aberdeen. With the team selection that he played was a disgrace, I felt. I said it on the recruitment show to the boys. They disagreed, but I thought it was awful with the amount of changes he made that night. It was almost, I took it that night, I could be totally wrong, that he almost prioritised the league. I did feel that night, because that team that had been playing, I know people keep saying he's made changes through the season, but the players that he left out were flying for weeks, and I was surprised he'd done it tonight. And then obviously, but the red cares didn't help.
But I will say this, and I've watched Falkirk a lot this season live, and I've watched Motherwell a lot live, and for me, Motherwell are a bit better team than Falkirk.
Oh God!
But sorry, John McGlynn said load. Like, we've praised him constantly, no?
He's saying,
but
I think John McGlynn does get a lot of praise.
Yeah, so do we.
I don't think he goes unnoticed, not at all.
I think it's just we praise the Motherwell manager so much, is what he's saying.
Right, okay, so you're mad. Right, okay.
But it's only, again, it's because I prefer to watch. I love watching Motherwell. It's exactly how.
Do you not like watching Falkirk? No.
I do like watching them, but not as much as I like watching Motherwell.
No,
I'm being serious.
As much as I like watching, not as much as I like watching Motherwell.
Right, okay.
Motherwell a better
Opinions,
team.
isn't it?
Motherwell a better team, Aye,
they're better.
Yeah, but again,
and they've done amazing, but that's just.
Yeah, I think a lot of people look at John McGlynn as well, don't they, by going, he's got the same squad roughly, with the exception of a few, and then went League One, Championship, SPFL, like no bother, and it's, I'd probably say like reinvigorated or re-energised a lot of people's careers as well, like Calvin Miller, Dylan Tate, who, Dylan for example, went back to him because he had him at Raith Rovers and he was like, I want to play for him again. Says they do loads of shape, loads of analysis, which players don't like, do they? But you'll put up with that if you're performing well, and you know exactly what you're doing. So no, I don't think he's getting underpraised at all. I think he does get a lot of praise, but rightly so. Yeah,
brilliant. Right, on to my manager, defeat at Dens. Did you not see when I interviewed him? I was like, please don't get beat, because that's what always happens, isn't it? Manager a month and you get beat.
Looked a great game.
Mother, what did you have?
That's a good game.
How many percent possession, Andy?
I don't know.
I'm sure I've seen it quite high, and you had a lot of early on. You peppered Dundee's going.
It would have been high, but no, listen, I thought Dundee were good, mate. Very well organised, and when you've got the wingers they've got, mate, you've always got a chance, because anytime you just pass it to they two, they'll get you up the pitch. They're two you'd love to watch.
Well, I was actually meant to go up to see. I was actually meant to go up to Elvis's training a couple of weeks ago, or last week. But typical me, mate, I got stuck in a traffic jam right before Perth. And I was like, mate, I'd phone them. I says, like, I don't want to rock in at 11:15. I'd rather be there for the very start. So I was like, I'll come in a couple of weeks. But
so you just did a roundabout turn at Perth and back up?
Basically, I was stuck in traffic at Perth, and I just went off to the left and just went back. So it's only about 45 minutes from my house anyway. But he was saying that to me on the phone. He was like, we've got two wingers. I know Congreve, because Congreve's one that I've watched a lot, actually, because a lot of people like him. But the other winger,
Yogan.
Aye. He was like, you'd love this guy. He was like, you will love this guy. He's like, he's your type of player.
Aye.
Where's he seen these, did you know? So obviously Congreve was when he's at Brentford.
I think Congreve obviously is on loan from Swansea, isn't
yeah, but did they maybe play against BT?
Probably, and then a lot of it comes from having people you trust in football, isn't it?
Networking.
So networking, but you're phoning someone who's, listen, we've got a young lad here who, by the way, will play for you, and it's trusting their opinion, isn't it? Watching video as well and watching Y-Scout, but trusting their opinion on a player too.
And then where did he get the other boy? Does anyone know?
I think he's on loan from
QPR or something. I'm not sure actually.
I've got a feeling it might be Brent.
I'm not sure.
Brentford.
Oh, it is Brentford. So there he's used these.
So he knows him anyway. So he's like, I know this guy. I'll take him in. And when you've not got a massive budget, you need to rely on like good loans, don't you? You need to take the chance on them.
And he has played. It's a young team, innit? Because the boy Hamilton in the middle of the pitch as well.
Askew gave him a lot of credit after the game. He said they've struggled against Dundee all season. He said because they're a very well coached team, and that's amazing because of at the start. I say this every week, but the fans want to Presley out.
Oh, I know.
So it's brilliant to see how well they're playing now, isn't it?
Have you heard good things about him coaching wise? Anyone?
Well, but they're another perfect example of a team where you watch them and you know they're well coached. You see the way they're set up off the ball. When they win the ball back, you're talking about having a plan. They've got a plan. They want to try and get it to their wingers to try and carry them up the pitch. And it was a good game, to be honest. To be honest, again, I'm just calling it how I see it. I don't think we deserved to lose. I thought we had loads of control in the game, probably triple the amount of shots as Dundee. But what I will say is Dundee's chances were big chances. The chances they created.
Second goal's brilliant.
Second goal. Congreve cuts in his left foot. To make it 2-0. Unbelievable effort. Hits the underside of their bar. But no, Dundee for me. I mean, they're well clear it now, but I think the only way is up under Stephen Presley with Dundee.
Anyone else impressive with Dundee? Boy Hamilton's good playing with the pitch. You said. Is he good?
I like the boy Graham centre half.
I like Graham good.
I think he's a really good player. Ethan Hamilton, then the two wingers, like you says, you can talk about them all the time. They're very good. Is that Mallow at the title race?
I think so now.
If they beat Celtic though on Saturday,
it's catching Hearts now, isn't it? Depends what Hearts do. I just don't expect Hearts to drop as many points as people need.
10 is it?
Honestly, the table's changing that much.
10
I'm
points.
not even sure. 10 points behind Hearts, but I don't even know over it. So 5 behind Celtic, 6 behind Celtic, 2 behind Rangers. So it's 2 behind Rangers.
Is there a kind of atmosphere in the dressing room where you think we're quite close to maybe catching Celtic, Rangers? Like we could finish second, we could possibly win this title. Is there?
No, this is honestly isn't sitting on the fence, but there's never been any of that type of chat. And I think that's always been Devon with the manager. He's massive on just like the next game.
Right.
So as soon as like example with Dundee, we're already analysing Celtic on the Monday. Like he just kind of shows a few cuts for what we could have done better, stuff that went well at Dundee, but then he's just straight on to the next one. He's always been that
45-minute meeting on things you've done wrong.
No, and there's never any conversation of what a long-term goal is. And I think I've been laughing and joking on here all the time about how good Motherwell are, but I truly believe they are. But obviously to win the title was kind of a stretch anyway, given you were 8 points behind Hearts or what it is, but it's just kind of try to enjoy what the boys week in, week out.
Does he speak about after games, does he speak about the performance more than the result? Or is he focused on the result more?
No, he always talks about the performance. Even to be fair, even at the weekend there, like I think one thing he's amazing at is like emotional control. He's never too up, he's never too down, whether you've won 8 in a row, whether you've beat Celtic on telly or whether you've just lost to Dundee. So even straight after the game, he's just talking about wee things that we usually are good at that we never really done on that day, but he's not ranting and raving, he's not screaming at people. I think that's like undervalued quality.
That's a good manager.
Yeah, definitely. Did you be inside in an interview? He watches the game back straight after it. Does most managers do that now?
Not most.
I've seen it a few times straight after me.
I've seen it a few times on the bus. You might have seen it at Celtic with Strachan would be sitting with it on.
Kid not he's watching it, on it.
Aye, but you'd be sitting and you're sitting at the back of the bus going, just gave the ball with just gave the ball with her and shouted back at him.
Shouted back at him.
He would watch it, but not many watch it immediately after, do they? But I think that is a massive quality in football now, where so many get too high with the highs and too low with the lows, don't they? And it's reflected in your squad, isn't it? It's the kind of the way people feel.
And there's no surprise that like the Motherwell players have got that calmness, like, and if they make mistakes, then they don't care. Like you said, they'll still try and get it. I've always said with him, he's the type of manager where see if you stop playing his type of football, you'll not play. But see if you play that type of football and make mistakes, you'll play.
Aye, I think that's a massive thing. That's the biggest thing in football for me. If you've got a manager who's kind of half want you to play out for the back, and it goes to a centre half, and the centre half gives the ball away, and then you're getting absolutely lambasted by the manager. You're not doing that again.
No.
That comes from the manager.
Did you see Elvis going into, did you see him always being a manager?
Aye, I did, to be fair. He was a
did that
manager.
sort of-
He was a manager for a while, wasn't he? And then
Okay.
he stepped back to kind of do that role at Brentford. But
Still didn't celebrate 2 goals.
No.
Never celebrated.
that's probably someone who is, you could show us a wee bit more. Shows a wee bit more, gives a smile or something.
Which is strange because he would over-celebrate as a player.
Oh,
He'd
I know,
actually
man, I
fucking
know.
rip the piss, man, when he celebrates.
Never celebrated.
Even in his interview at the weekend, he was talking about, I'm really proud of the players and stuff like that, but all we spoke about was, just getting to that magic number and hopefully we can get safe, as opposed to then going concentrating on the performance and how they played. It's a great victory, isn't it?
Aye.
Okay.
Any other wee sneak previews you can give for that interview? Ask you.
I was more impressed that he spoke about man management than actually his possession and coaching, which I wasn't sure whether he had or not, because he doesn't get a lot away, does he?
Has
When
he?
he went into that side of man management and what he wants to bring to players when they come to training every day is fucking brilliant.
What did they say about it? Oh, you don't want to
Don't
tell
want
us?
to give away too.
Okay.
Tell us.
He called it something that was, and I was like, fucking hell, what does that mean? And he went on and explained it. and it was, like,
Emotional
brilliant.
empathy, something like that.
Something like that, Really good. Oh, so you've heard that before?
Aye, Boswell.
No, but he spoke about it really well.
Did you ask him where he got his style for?
Yeah.
You didn't ask me before if you needed any help with questions or anything. Was it brilliant though, mate?
Yeah, he was really good. Really impressive. You know where you come away from some things you go, they were alright, but you come away thinking he's fucking good.
I've actually enjoyed all the manager ones you've done. To be
This will be up there.
Better than Dell? Because you were buzzing with Dell, man.
Dell's
Totally different people, mate. Like completely different people, mate. But him, in terms of how I see football, blew my mind.
So, who would you rather play under? Would you?
I'd rather play in that style of football. Just think, I always think what your career could have been if you had a manager like that. Because I think that was my
Aye.
qualities in football, was actually fucking shite at winning second balls, like a wee fat guy trying to win second balls, mate.
Well,
But I knew I could have played.
But
Yeah.
this just came on the last 10 years though, and this wasn't about how many managers properly done shape and coach.
No, DeCanny was the one,
You're
mate. That was the
talking
best 18 months I say at the time, best 18 months in your career.
Bale slaughtered it, didn't
See, being a player, like, if you get lucky with getting a manager like this, you could go and
Yeah, you could
be a proper player.
what I was going to say to you is, like, because but I didn't want to interrupt there when you were talking about Taneki. Do you know, I think Taneki would be a very good Ange player
Wouldn't be,
in his system?
Aye.
That's
Well,
what the
you
one
could-
thing I would say about
potential
him.
to be.
yeah.
I think if you're a winger who's direct and you have ability to beat players, I think you would thrive in Postecoglou's system. But it's all about get the ball to our wingers as quickly as possible, 1v1. You've seen it under Postecoglou. The wingers hardly came back past the halfway line in possession.
That's your dream.
One of them,
Ange
mate.
is your dream manager. man.
Mhm.
I had it under Martinez as well. Martinez would be like, don't come back past the halfway line, but it didn't quite work out. But he would say stuff like that.
Well, he's heavily
He's
linked in it.
Well, Aidan, there's one.
Yeah.
Askew or Martinez for Celtic job. You'll make the decision.
Well, talking about Askew there, that's the one thing I was going to say. Like, how long did it take to get that style of play embedded at Motherwell? You went with like draws for fun at the start.
Aye, so day one, and I actually thought, so the League Cup campaign, we weren't great. We do 2 each with Clyde, first game. First goal we give away is somebody try to play a square ball, pass it straight to the striker, who goes 40 yards out his goal, lobs. And then we go 1-0 down to Peterhead. And it's like one of them where you're like, fucking hell, man, like, how is this going to translate? But see, what I will say is, first game of the season against Rangers, I thought we were unbelievable. Like, really good. Draw the game. We go to Paisley, second game, I thought, oh, very good, draw the game. So, like, there was never at that point, like, the performances were there, so I think the boys were confident enough that, like, if we keep playing like this, like, we'll be fine. But I do think there's no doubt whatsoever we've got better as the season's gone on. Like, the last, I mean, I know you're getting caned, I laugh and I joke for people, it's the first game Motherwell have lost since December, do you know what I mean? 3 months.
It's like what I was going to say is like, you have that time at Motherwell to do that.
Aye,
But if you do that, if you come into Celtic and it's Askew at Celtic, and you're taking a little bit of time to get the players kind of buying into the way you want to play, you don't have 9.
But I think he gets the buy-in because they've done it against him as well, he didn't they?
Aye, but you still need to replicate it on the pitch.
Yeah.
You can buy into it, but you still need to perform on the pitch.
But he doesn't seem like the type to me that would buckle under that pressure. Because that
No,
is,
I don't think so either. But
yeah.
I just think at Celtic, you're not getting 10, 11, 12 games. You're not being able to
you're not
draw
getting
games in the cup.
6 draws.
No, you're not getting that. And that's the thing. You wonder about these managers when they go into a big job. But Martinez, potentially, because obviously Portugal got the World Cup, don't they? And like I say, he is a top manager.
Is he a top manager? Huh?
Well, like the career he's had and the jobs he's had would suggest that. But I've always found with Martinez, I just don't. I could be wrong here because Portugal going to win the World Cup. I just think with the teams that he's had, Belgium with that squad, I'm like, you should have really won something there. You should have. And that was always the thing I found with Martinez at Everton. I thought he was a really, really good coach with really good ideas, but I just wasn't sure he had enough about him to go and win things, which he still hasn't done. But honestly, I don't know. I think he is a good coach. Managers.
What is Martinez's system? Anyone know?
4-3, isn't it?
4-3-3, yeah. But he's kind of, based on my time at Everton with him, it was always the two midfielders so it was always James McCarthy and Gareth Barry. They would literally do 13k a game because they were the ones required to, if the ball was coming wide and a fullback, let's say it was Baines or Seamus Coleman, they would always be the ones to get out and put that fire out, and the wingers would just stay up. So he was pure attacking, loved his attacking players, just not me right enough, but he loved his attacking players and he was all about attacking, but he was very, very possession based to the point where it would be sometimes in games you would have to get a certain number of passes before you could really pass forward and go out the other side, and the Everton fans didn't really buy into that because they were used to David Moyes going to get the ball forward, balls in the box, headers. But we finished 5th under him when we should have only finished 4th
in the Premier League.
Wow. When I first joined, we should have finished 4th. We lost 2 out of our last 3 games, and if we won them, we were winning 2-0 at home to Arsenal, and again that goes back to management where I came on as a sub, probably my fault right enough. We're winning 2-0, end up drawing 2-2, but he was, like I said, he didn't want his wingers to really come back. That was Gareth Barry and James McCarthy's job to go across.
Yeah.
So adaptable.
You're 2-0 up, but I came on and it was like, don't come back past the halfway line. And Arsenal, I think it was Monreal's crossed. He's crossed and it's went to the other fullback who it might have been Bellerin. He's then crossed it back in and Giroud scored. But I'm like, if I'm back there, that might not happen. Do you know what I mean?
Who'd you sit on the bench at, Samuel Eto'o or Tommy Gravison?
Samuel Eto'o.
How come?
Just that way it was that day, man. Where it just that story.
You heard that? Huh?
I
didn't know the assistant manager's name. I love shit like that.
But seeing you're on the bench and you've got no chance of coming on as well, that's all you're looking for.
A laugh,
aren't you? That's all you're looking for. It's just a laugh. Innit? A manager turns around, you're all sitting like that. But as soon as he turns back around again, you're like, he's miles off it.
I'm going to put you under Major P here for the last question. Eto'o or Larson?
Eto'o, nah.
I think
maybe a harsh question.
No.
Eto'o stage.
No, was that? I think if you're from what they've done in their careers, you'd probably say Eto'o.
No.
Eto'o, but I played with Larson at his peak, so I seen Larson at his best. I seen Eto'o at like.
Not giving a fuck.
Fuck me.
How was he in training?
Not giving a fuck me. He was still class, to be fair. He was still class. He just didn't. He didn't really care, man. Just go back to like the cars and all that stuff, and just the way he dressed and that stuff.
What would you drive in, a Bugatti?
Obviously I chinned him on the Bugatti one, and he brought it in the next day. But he's like, Bugatti, can't bring Bugatti to Everton. As if I'm going like, everyone's going like, Everton's a massive club. He's like, Everton, can't bring Bugatti to Everton. But he did bring it in, but like he would always come in with like a brand new car with a massive entourage and that. But he was like so down to earth. He was so down to earth as well. But he was still class. Like he still chopped somebody up, man. Like Tony Hibbert, man, in training. Sharp. Still sharp, but like couldn't.
Poor Tony, man.
He just couldn't. He couldn't sustain it for 90 minutes. So he'd like play one game and then be on the bench for 3, and like, you'd always hear him moaning, going like that. Samuel Eto'o on the bench for Everton.
On the bench for Everton.
And I was like, to make your number 5 as well, by the way.
Was he fast?
I'm like, you're number 5, mate. He's like,
that's amazing. What was it when you were involved? The best performance Larson gave? Remember?
When
you played from him your debut, wasn't it?
On my debut, I was playing slightly off him as like a kind of number 10. I wasn't involved with him for that long, so it was only 3-4 games to the end of the season. But probably that emotional day, wasn't it, when it was his last game at Celtic Park where he scored 2 against Dundee United. I was in the stand that game. So like I said, I only had 3-4 games with him, but he was still class. Like, he was so good.
Brilliant.
And I don't play with.
He's been unbelievable.
Aiden McGeady, sensational.
Cheers, lads.